Stream is live, it says. What's up?
We're live. All right, guys. Welcome. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to Mischief Finance. Welcome back to Wise DGen's socials. Hello, Wise DGen. How are you doing today?
Doing good. I'm seeing green on the charts. Sui cracked $1. So, round of applause for that. And everything else is green. Looks like there might be some calming in the world chaos coming soon, hopefully. There has been some...
It's a green day.
There was a big drop in the...
I'm getting some like robot voices.
I could switch to headset, but I don't know.
I'm going to shut down a bunch of stuff, and then hopefully it makes it better for me.
So the Clarity Act, the banks are trying to act like they're like crypto is...
Guys, I'm having some connection issues.
Can you guys hear Wise DGen?
I'm going to be moving our VPN as we speak to try and get better connected. Let's check this out while I figure that out. What we got? Right. No, we're not sharing anything. I think I'm back now. Sorry, I missed you there, YZGen. I said, how are you?
Yeah, I was checking in. I was saying it's a green day for Sui Network, and most of it, we cracked $1. So it's looking good. And hey, Brett, can you hear us okay or what? I see you in the comments. And yeah, the Clarity Act, the banks are acting like, that the stable coin, they don't want to lose their ability to have all that interest in the US. So they had this whole meeting. And if you go to Polymarket, the Clarity Act, whether or not it gets approved, totally took a dive, but then it started going back up. Because that's the banks saying like, oh yeah, stable coins are, we want it to be fair, but it came across as like, it's already been unfair. So it's kind of like they're being like acting like they're totally innocent. These banks, these huge banks. It was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so. But I don't think it's really to do with the Clarity Act. It's just the cycle, man. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. I said March is going to be an up month, right? Because we couldn't possibly have another down month, because that would have been 6 down months in a row for Bitcoin. That's never happened before. 5 has never happened before, but 6, that's crazy. So it had to go up. Usually in a midterm year, in this time in the cycle, March is a green month, and historically, just like 4 years ago, just like 8 years ago, just like 12 years ago, March is a green month.
You already proved me you have superior cycle skill prediction. I was only mentioning like the current, as far as the crypto legislature side of things. I definitely the cycles are going to happen, and Trump is going to continue to be reckless and then generous, and reckless and generous, back and forth.
So here we are now. If we look, we have these 2 lines we've been looking at for months now, right? This is the same chart brought up again and again. So what we're seeing now is, let's go to we'll go to daily. So you can see we've come down to that 59 and then 62 lows, and March has hit. This is actually the turn of March. We dumped into March, but now that March is getting going, we're halfway through March now. We're coming up to 71. I'm still thinking in March we're gonna get to 80 before we start coming back down. So my target is 80 by the end of March. So that would be a little bit way out from here. Before then, so if we get to 80, but then we have this line here, right? This is the buy line. This is where everyone should be preparing whatever money you have that you're thinking, I want to gamble into crypto, right? If we say we come up to here this is April 30th, right? Come up to here. Eventually we're coming all the way down to this, and this is 40K, right? So that's the move. Of course, not financial advice. I can't predict the future. I don't have a crystal ball, but this is what I'm preparing for. I've been DCAing into Bitcoin, DCAing even into Sui now. I've started buying Sui again. But I do think that there's another breakdown, and that's going to see if you take your profit here at 80 and you're going to come down, you're going to get 50%. So for example, if you had 500 Sui at 80K, and then you sold it, of course, Sui is going to go down probably 50%, 40% if Bitcoin goes down to 40K, right? So that's the buy zone. This buy zone will last 3 months, 4 months. So it's not like it's a rush. But the dip, I think, will be really fast. But that's what I predict will be happening. So enjoy March, guys. It's going to be nice.
Madness.
Yeah.
I guess. I also
Yeah,
prepared some, I was talking last time we streamed about the technical advantages of the SUI network. So, I prepared some actual like real data and flash infographic stuff for later on.
Nice.
Just about the tech side of things.
What I want to get into today is we can talk about SUI, of course. I want to talk about other chains as well later as well. We have even some Pulsechain guys in today. So we have Eros. With Eros, instead of waiting for the DAO to make moves, the community makes moves. We don't need a UFO farm to do 4x higher buy and burn rate, which replaces the dev and the DAO fees. So this is to do with the Grace currency, right? And the community on Pulsechain behind the Grace. So that's really good. Brett is a massive moon boy. I don't know if you guys know this. Brett Hartman, the moon boy.
That guy's awesome.
He thinks they're going higher and higher. So Brett, we talk a lot in DMs about projects, about the market, right? Me and Brett. And always I'm like, nah, man, we're going. It's been like 6 months now. It's like, nah, man, we're going down bad. It's bad, man. We're going down. He's like, no, man, we're going up. We're going higher.
Yeah, he's a pretty good. He has some great predictions in the DAO in the meme coin room. He's calls.
If you want to know if a token has the potential to do well, ask Brett Hartman. He's got about an 80% win rate on new launch tokens on if they're going to take off or not. Very, very good. It's experience though, right? He's been in the markets. He's been in the trenches, the DeFi trenches for 5 years, more than 5 years, about 5 years, I think. So he's seen it all. He's seen them all. He's seen all iterations of every different style of.
And Richie, I don't know if you remember from the DAO, like he was telling us about SUI network before you even made, the original project.
Yeah, he was. Exactly. He was.
And it was like 60, 70 cents about there. It was like 3 months before the launch of the SuiTrump. So
nice.
So that was pretty cool. Now I'm like all in on SUI.
So we'll get into this Eros later on the stream. I'll have a look at it. I haven't actually looked into Eros. I just buy the Grace currency on Pulsechain and I stake it. I'm a simple man. But I do want to get into the LP farming and things there, which I will eventually. I agree with Brett. Remember I said Q1 we bought them, in Q2 we're all in the green. We'll be in the green until April for sure. Let's make we'll go on Polymarket. We'll make some bets. So as always, Bitcoin goes up, everything else goes up. Let's come and see first the trending tokens for today. So we do have Aave is trending. Aave is trending not for the reason you might expect Aave to be trending. This is a really crazy story. On Uniswap today, a investor decided that he wanted to swap on Uniswap to using Aave. Let's see if I can find the story. If we just type Aave into X, we'll probably find it, right? This guy lost, what was it, 50? Yeah, here. A trader accidentally swapped $50 million on Aave, on Uniswap, and got $36,000 back. That's right.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's why Aave is trending, right? So what happens in this kind of situation, I think, is that when this happens, all of the lost fees, that $49 million, will go to liquidity providers. There's no refunds. There's no call customer service and get your funds back. Your funds are gone. Generally, when this happens, I haven't looked into it, but that should be what happens. So if the liquidity was in ETH Aave or USDT Aave, whoever was in that pool got that $49 million. Which is always nice.
That would be awesome.
But who's swapping 50 mil, man? On you think if you had $50 million, right? You're like, okay, I got 50 mil, and I'm gonna swap it into this altcoin. Why?
That is so reckless.
why would you one clip it, right?
Yeah, I'd be like 10 grand and then 50 grand.
Yeah, exactly right. And
advisors.
I would be shaking. Like, I don't know if anyone's done this before. Like, you go into a pre-sale and you're not really sure about the development team, but you want to go in because you got FOMO, or you're making a swap, but it's actually quite a large amount. And, you know, you're looking at the transaction that you're about to push through. You're checking everything, 3 times checking it. You're like, okay, you start shaking, your heart starts beating, you know, you press the button and then everything works. And you're like, oh, phew, that's stressful, right? Like, you think this guy was just like, oh, yeah. Apparently he did it on his phone as well. So
It was for a pre-sale?
no, he was just swapping on Uniswap, like just a DEX swap, and it all went wrong.
So was it malicious acting or bad script?
The Aave CEO says the user who lost the 50 million in a swap accepted a high slippage warning on his mobile phone.
For 50 million? That shouldn't even be allowed. That's like,
Yeah,
Jesus.
but it's play money. It's play money for that guy. That's what Brett says. I guess he's got a big wallet then, but man, that's gonna burn anyone. 50 mil. I mean, that's what one fighter jet.
I mean, send me one of the 50 million. I'd be good for life. I could make it go far, but no, Jesus.
Yeah, right. So market will come back and look. So of course, when Bitcoin goes up, everything goes up. So we do see that ETH has come back above 2,000, which is very bullish for a lot of projects because ETH is tied in liquidity with so many things. We are seeing, of course, our Sui is doing quite well. I think Sui, yeah, up above $1 again. Nice. So Sui back above $1. My ultimate buy zone for Sui is still 60 cents. I'm waiting for 60 cents. It's gonna come. We're gonna get 60 cents Sui. We're gonna get $30 Solana. It is coming. We just need to be patient. Solana currently $90 today. Big pump, 4% pump on Solana as well. Awesome. So that's the market. So let's get into some projects. I want to show you guys what I've been building for SuiDex in the past week because it's been quite fun.
You have been on a mission, man. I've seen all the stuff you made. It's incredible. The bots and really getting into the.
So this is, I've put this together. This is an Arb bot that I've built for SuiDex. I wanted to build it because since we've launched, I've noticed that there's been a lot of activity between different pools on SuiDex because of the way that we hold our liquidity and the style of the DEX, right? To explain a little bit, so if we come to SuiDex, I'll open up SuiDex. Let's come here.
And I remember ending last stream like, let me tackle the aggregation problem, see if I could do it, and it did a pretty good job. And then I actually looked into being able to do a future Web3 style CLMM, and it even said that made up a plan for that to happen. So it's pretty cool because I'm also doing this Gears program where you get certification through Google. So trying to learn and maintain like a future goal, get certification, be able to do agentic workflows, and you get free compute with that. So
okay. So the issue that we found since launch on SuiDex is with Arb bots, arbitrage bots, right? If you notice here, this is our top pools. We have Victory token, which has 3 pools actually. So we have Victory Sui, Victory USDC, and Victory Bitcoin, and we have SuiTrump USDC and SuiTrump Sui. On SuiDex, we have a flat fee. We've also put together this dashboard, which will be put in live later on. I like this part. It's got a bat that when you move your mouse, the bat follows your mouse.
See that bat looks familiar.
Yeah. So he flies like behind the boxes and stuff. So he never stops. But anyway, so here I've built a dash, which shows at the top. So this is going to be the profit made from the bot. We've only had 1 successful trade so far because I'm still tuning it, right? But the journey.
Oh, your sound cut out for me.
Oh, I'm back. Yeah,
there you go.
We've had okay. So our profit, we only had 1 trade, which made 2 cents. But this is proof that the bot actually works, which I'm happy about. So now I'm optimizing, right? 8 failed trades. This is the balance that I've put inside the wallet holding the bot, right? So the aim of the bot is to burn SuiTrump and burn Victory. So any of the edge that it managed to capture on SuiDex will then buy SuiTrump or Victory, depending on which trade it caught, and it will burn it, right? So it's going to be an added buy burn, play on top of the already fee structure that we have for SuiDex, which is burning SuiTrump. It's not yet burning Victory, right? Here I've set up the pools of point. So we have 4 pools of notice at the top. These are SuiDex pools. SuiTrump, USDC SuiTrump. We have the liquidity here, 44.1, $34,000 of liquidity in these 2 pools. We have Sui Victory, USDC Victory, right? Which are 2 pools here, $52,000 and $71,000 in these pools. Then we also have Sui USDC, because that's an important pool for arbitrage. And these are all the SuiDex pools that the bot is working through. Then we have Cetus with SuiTrump Sui. We have Blue Move with SuiTrump Sui. And we have Cetus with Victory Sui, right? Because these are all also different arbitrage opportunities. The biggest one, I think, is that our Cetus pool for SuiTrump is a 1% fee. And our SuiDex pools are a flat 0.3% fee, right? So what's happening sounds a bit complicated, which is why I'm a visual learner, right? So we have 2 gauges here. These gauges, at the moment, this means that SuiTrump, the arbitrage opportunity, there's only a 0.5% difference between all the prices of SuiTrump across all of our different liquidity pools, right? When this gets above a 1% difference, this will turn green, right? First it will go yellow, getting close. Then it will go green. When it hits green, the bot will attempt to trade buying using Sui or USDC to buy SuiTrump on one LP pool. It will then move it to another LP pool and come out the other end with the difference. It will change the price of SuiTrump back down so that all pools are balanced. And the bot will then hold the difference in either USDC or Sui, right? Then it will take that USDC or Sui, will buy SuiTrump and burn it. So it's balancing the pools. It's then adding buy pressure with what it's balanced from instead of pocketing it, which is what happens to with aggregation bots. See, we're yellow now, right? So we're getting close to a point where we might be able to get a trade. So this happens here. This is our Sui USDC bot, which is going across the price of Sui on SuiDex and the price of Sui on Cetus and trying to find an edge. So it's always actively trying to trade to try and find a difference between these 2 prices. Here we have a spread of the different prices on SuiDex, Cetus, Blue Move for SuiTrump and Victory. Then Sui also in the price of USDC. Here we have the profit loss. Here we'll be tracking the burn. And this is pretty cool. This is I call it rush hour because it's quite expensive to run a high performing Arb bot 24/7. I was trying to use the latest technology from Sui, and I was pricing it to run about $500 a month to run their their equipment, right?
I was going to ask you. I was like, where are you hosting this at?
So I'm running. I've got a private quick node RPC, which I can squeeze to about 5 times the speed of a normal free RPC, right? But that's not enough. So what we need is the gRPC, right? gRPC is the new rollout from Sui. Actually, in July, RPC will be completely turned off on Sui, and they're going to migrate to gRPC. But the problem at the moment is you can't filter gRPC. So it's going to take 100% of everything that's happening on Sui, streaming it with sub-second speed, right? But we only need like 99.9% of the information is trash to us because we don't need it. We're only looking at certain areas. But you can't filter at the moment. So you have to pay $400, $500, $600 a month to pay for gRPC, which is a waste of money. So what I've done is I've added in a rush hour. This contract here is watching constantly every day to see where is the rush hour for Victory and SuiTrump, right? So that we can find out when the arbitrage opportunity is best. We're choosing 2 hours a day, and those 2 hours a day, I then switch to the faster gRPC to attack the trades, meaning I don't have to pay $400 a month. We can pay maybe like $50 to $100 a month for this kind of speed. And this one, you're going to be able to change it from different times depending on where you live. Go from Los Angeles to London to Shanghai, where I am, right? Just to see. So for me, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night is the highest volume time. If you're UTC time, it's 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m., for example. And at the bottom, we'll have a trade log, which will show all the successful trades that are happening.
And so I wanted to let you know about, like, if you needed compute, because in these programs that I've entered with how long I've been with Google, there's so many free stuff they're giving away. and I may be able to hook you up with like a huge grant, like a huge credit of compute layer for this thing. I just need to see what kind of linkage there is, because Google pretty much has solutions for pretty much everything I've seen. They're so gigantic, their ecosystem.
Yeah. Yeah, for this, I mean, this is pretty much, this is ready for production now. I'm just going to run it for about a week to see if I can catch more trades, essentially, right? When I ran it on paper trades, it was making thousands of dollars a day, actually. But when I put it live, of course, you're then competing with all bots on Sui, so you really need to run well.
And Brett was asking, can you put up a sign, like how many arbitrage positive trades has it made? Like a McDonald's, like how many burgers have you sold?
Yeah, that would be here. Like victory burned would be here. SuiTrump burned. 24-hour profit, 24-hour trades. Oh, you mean all-time trades? Yeah, we could do that. I mean, once we get past the test phase, we can have like an all-time tracker, which should also be bullish as well. So once this is live, once this is tuned, basically, at the moment I'm still tuning it. Now it's daily, it's sending me reports on how it thinks it can squeeze out a little bit more edge to catch it. Because our advantage, the last thing I want to say about this is, the advantage we have with using an Arb bot for Sui decks is that we are not Cetus, we're not turbos, we don't have hundreds of millions in TVL, right? So we're very much under the radar on Sui. Whoever is currently arbitraging us is not one of the top Arb bots, right? The chance, and we have access to all full contracts. We have access to our API. I pay for the Noodles API as well, so we get sub-second updates on prices everywhere. So we do have a lot of information, and we do have an edge. So that's why I want to do it, because I think it's actually I think it will work quite well. And then later, if we do figure this out very well, what we could also do is we could white label in a way the decks so that other Arb bots are not able to attack Sui decks, and only our bot can get access. Then we would get 100%.
What is handling the compute layer of this system?
It's a script. It's running on my VPS.
Okay.
It's quite a lot of it's a lot of stuff going on.
I guess in what language was it written? Python?
No, this is TS and JS.
Okay.
JavaScript. So I mean, there's a lot going on, but I mean, it's incredible what you could do now with AI, though, right? So I've got like these
Yes.
8 different scanners set up which go through. So like scan, I prompt this one, it looks for Arb opportunities. I prompt this one, it looks at history of the trades it's made. This one, bot performance. This one, look for competitor bots and see what they're doing and how we can copy them. This one is looking at the stream health on the gRPC to see how expensive it is. This one's looking at liquidity on all SuiDex pools, volume, routes where we might be able to go to get more of an edge, the health of the RPC as well. Like it's very simple now, like
Because
how to manage bots.
I stay very, very up to date on every AI update. Like it's the first day it comes out, and honestly, like in just the past 2 weeks, a week even, there's been huge improvements on levels of capability. Like it's getting to where it's like PhD level skill. So
Yeah,
programming is going to be like wiped out. Like if you're a programmer, I would be trying to learn some more stuff, because
well, they always have the edge because they like, if the world keeps going the way it's going and we get more wars, there's going to be more times with AI downtime probably, when it will be like, oh, can you actually code though? You'd be like, oh no, I could just prompt. Like, oh, fuck.
well, I think if AI goes to shit, I think everything else goes to shit too. I mean, it's like it's all or nothing.
And in terms of how frequent do I see the bot catching buy and burns, I need to see. I'm hoping that if we can get about 10 trades a day, which would be fantastic. $50 a day would be a great start. So this is my small aim, and as we grow it, then we can improve it and optimize it. That's my aim. It's extremely competitive though, so it's going to take a little bit of time to get it sharp as a knife to attack.
Yeah, I believe if we, link up on, the channel we created, and you show me the architecture, what you're doing, and I could show you, you know, share some tricks. I think we could have it really optimized because I have some really powerful stuff that I've been learning, and it's bleeding edge technology that just came out.
Yeah. So other news, SuiDex, we have our trading battle. We have 2 days and 14 hours left on season 1, and then we will organize and drop 2 million victory to the top 50 wallets in this list. So we can come to leaderboard. You can check your position on SuiDex. You can see currently I'm rank 14. Again, my wallet will be removed from this though, so I'm not rank 14. I'm just tracking it. And our top trader has 48,000 points at the moment. That's insane. This wallet here, DDA2. So we'll of course be checking this wallet to make sure it's a real wallet. But
what's the volume on that then? If that's the points, what is the actual trade volume?
He's traded $40,000 over the month.
So the points are pretty much the same as the volume?
Well, it depends. You have check-ins, which get you points. You have number of trades, and you have referrals, right? So definitely he hasn't done any referring. He'd have way more if he did that. But he's made 900 trades in the month as well. So this is a very active account. So we can actually come and see, what he's been doing. And then we can see his activity. Then we can see what kind of swap he's been doing. And that's pretty much what we'll be checking is what's like this. He's trading every minute. So I'm guessing this is probably one of these bots that we want to beat, right? And it's important to watch and see what they do, right? Because it's crazy what you can do on Sui. Yeah, you can do 20 transactions in the same transaction. It takes you under 1 second to do it, right? Like sub-second speed over 20 transactions.
You can do up to 1,000 at once.
Probably. Like this here, he's going between two. Yeah, this is actually a bot, right? So if it is confirmed that this guy is a bot, he's being removed from the list, and people below will get their opportunity to get more tokens, right? Real people will get the rewards. Always important for us. Real people get the rewards. The bots or people trying to take advantage of the ecosystem and not join in the community movement will be deleted and removed. As always, right? But this is... Yeah, screw them. So you can keep doing your daily check-ins. Oh, I missed some. So if you missed a daily check-in, you can come here. You can pay 2 Sui, and then you will be able to recover your day from the from this as well. This comes into... Oh, wait, let me check that. This will then be sent to the Victory Token Locker and paid out to everyone who is using the locking up their victory and going in. Yep, here we have 2 Sui go to the reward. We're seeing some issues on the DEX at the moment, which will be fixed. You can see that one turn green. We're seeing some issues with the swap. The swap at the moment is having a bit of lag that we've been talking about in the Telegram. So for example, if we come here to 20 Sui, you want to swap into victory, right? If I swap this, you would see a bit of lag on the price you're going to get for your next trade, and then the contract won't let it go through. Our developer is working on this at the moment, but he is a new developer who's working on a UI which was created by the old developer. So there's going to be a little bit of time for him to get up to speed and understand the mistakes that our first developer made when making the UI. So at the moment, he's trying to get his head around what he's done to then fix it, to then roll out the fixes, right? So I think it will be about a week before we are smooth and running smoothly on the DEX like we are on the farm. This developer first fixed the farm because there were some major issues there, and now he's going to fix the DEX. The issue basically is that the routes are not updating fast enough. It should be under a second, but sometimes there's some a lot of lag on updating the price changes in the token. And if the price isn't matching up to what's happening on the back end, the swap won't go through, of course, because it wouldn't be a fair trade. So that's the issue that's happening there. What I do if you have any issues on the DEX is if I trade, say if I change this to like 5, right, and it doesn't update fast enough, all I do is I just wait 20 seconds. Usually it updates and then I make the trade. Or you can press this refresh button and that will refresh all data for you. Then it should be able to clear up. You also need to be sure you're checking your roots. Like I told you with the Aave guy, like he swapped $50 million and got $30,000, right? So the roots are all here. You can see there's a price impact on this one. You don't want to choose that one. You want to choose the best root, and then you make the swap, and everything will work very nicely. Boom, and done, right? So that's just have to pay. I think in a week we'll fix it all.
And
once
I am in talks with
yeah.
connections with Cetus, and they have connections with SuiScan. I've just been kind of waiting for us to be like very stable and totally like get all that worked out, be super stable, and I believe we have a really good shot of getting hooked up with SuiScan and with Cetus.
So the trading battle end in 2 days. Then we'll distribute the rewards, and then we will start our new rollout, which we can find over here on the test site, which is going to be the Wheel of Victory, which is ready. We're waiting for the one competition to stop before we start pushing the next one. We don't need to do two competitions at the same time in a bear market. That's insane. that would be wild. So the Wheel of Victory is a new gaming site that we've hooked up for SuiDex. Depositing into the victory pools will get you spins on a wheel, and the wheel will make you money. So it's a bonus reward system for farming inside the SuiDex with the victory pairs, right? It's all hooked up and ready, but we're just waiting for the competition to end, and then we're going to get going with that one as well. So that's pretty much all the updates.
I have a bunch of like entertainment games that I made, and I have the architecture ready because it scanned the website, the games.suidex, and they're put in compatible format to be put there as just standalone, just for fun games that don't have to be for any other purpose but to play them. It's a whole meme coin arcade. Basically, you can have any sprite change in and out. There's going to be the victory horse doing the Subway Surfer running.
Oh yeah.
And then with victory coins, and then a color schema, and it's modular, so you can change out the sprite of the avatar of the coin and the color scheme. So then I can make one for SuiTrump and him. And it's all the same games. I have Flappy Bird, I have the Subway Surfer, and also Plinko.
Ah, yeah, Plinko.
I think would be a really good addition next time, apart from the wheel, because people love Plinkos, and I already have it programmed to tie in. People, if you I was gonna say you might want to check out the Casino by the Sui network itself. The kind of games they have are pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to compete with them. So what our aim is to compete with them in a yield sense. Always, I want initially the SuiDex games to be based on people who are farming in the ecosystem have an edge on people who are not. So you need to be in SuiDex farms to have an edge to win prizes in SuiDex games. Later, we're going to be able to sell tickets to people who aren't in the farm, and they're just going to spend money on tickets, and we'll use that to help the ecosystem as well. But on launches,
what would you think about like having a separate, part of the suidex.org, which is like kind of services for the Sui network? Because I want to kind of make a base to market this, a whole arcade where you can have your own mascot and coin and all these games pre-packaged where they can get, either utilize it or have it a custom one made for their project. That's all just ideas I'm throwing around.
Well, I mean, you can look at the site, right? So this would be where you'd land, right? And we have here play. So this is the only game we'll be launching, which was the one for the farm. But then we have coming soon. So essentially, once we have more than one game, if you want to add a game to it, you could, and then you can add the game. The game would come up in the menu, the options, and then upon loading the game on the site, it then gives the rules of how to play, what you need to play. I mean, they don't all need to be linked to the farm.
Yeah, because what I was thinking was
what we could do is have farm link games and kind of because we have another creator who is making a game. It's a kind of airplane game with NFTs, and he wants to put it on SuiDex games as well. And I said, yeah, sure, you can. Of course you can. But we need to figure. It'd be like making a category of these are SuiDex games for the farm games essentially, and these are solo games, their own entity, right?
Yes.
So that's doable very much. I'm no problem with that.
Because people are also interested in the bots. You know, if we can make some bots. Shit. Hold on.
Whoa, what's that noise? Is that you or me? I think he had a call. So you can spin the wheel and get yourself rewards in the game. So here we're going to get ourselves 2,000 victory, $2. You can then share your win on X. Share it here. It's going to come up. It's going to tell you, I just won 2K victory on SuiDex Wheel of Victory, spin to win. And it gives my referral link, which would then link to other people, right? When it's sent. I won't send it because we're not live yet. Live after the competition ends, right? From that point, let's just close that. From that point, so you can close that. You can then come and grab your victory will be sent within 2 days. You can earn by connecting your wallet to the referral program, and then you can earn on the earnings. 10% of other people's winnings would come to you. You can check out your leaderboard where you can see your profile as well, which would be this here, which will show you your NFTs that you're going to get for your ranking, your badges that you're getting for taking part in the game ecosystem. All these things as well are going on as well. So all good there. I have some rewards to claim. So we got there. $15 to claim today from SuiDex. All good. So I'm going to approve that. Take that.
Hey, so I just talked to Dunny.
Dunny boy.
He's going to come on and show his face and say hello to the community and let them know.
Dunny.
He's around. He's excited. He wants to show his face and say how much he loves, the decks and the farm. And he said, he's not even worried about the low volume on the farm and the low percentage rate because he understands the project is very small in the market. So he's not even concerned about that. He just wants to let everyone know he's still in the community. He's still here, showing his face and being Dunny because
that's good.
He's pretty good. He's a good guy. I'm good friends with him. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, man. That's good. Yeah, send him. You can send him the same link that you have, and then he can come on.
Yeah, he's gonna let me know. I'm gonna send it to him.
Nice. So that's pretty much all the updates for SuiDex. So what else is happening on Sui then?
Let me send this to Denny real quick. I have that whole report from the research I did.
So over on the Potato Land, it's now 100% Web 2, which is quite interesting. So now when you're farming on Potato Land, you don't need to use your wallet at all to do anything.
Well,
you can
the
claim
tiles,
resources.
The tiles and the heroes are still Web 3.
Okay. But most are. So it's kind of gasless now, what you're doing. So you're just kind of claiming.
Yep.
With no
it's
gas,
way
which is
easier.
quite nice.
Super easier.
It is, but you need to load Tato coin into your balance in order to buy things.
Yeah, that's one thing because I was able to sell that Phoenix feather that I found. I mentioned that the first time we talked about Potato, but the Tato that I got, I couldn't put it in my wallet. I could only use it within the ecosystem. So, that's still cool with me because I like Potato, but it was like a separate balance. So
I think you can move it out as well.
Yeah, there is a way. I think there's like a limit per day, but I'm just chilling for now because, it was just a free find. I just opened a pouch and, my heroes are patrolling your land and they find stuff all the time because I have the 2-hour booster.
Nice. Yeah, I got a gold bar. Look at that. What else? I got 3 gold bars. All right. All good. So the game's back online and live. So I guess we're just waiting now for them to get back on track with the combat, the actual combat, which still
they are having combats. You just have to be paying attention when they're starting.
Yes, they're a bit It's not the same. This one here, Tribal Combat. I live streamed the first one. It's okay. It's a little bit. You don't need like weapons or anything though. It's just kind of it's like a points-based game.
The reason for that mainly is that this is still the pre-actual game of their future vision. This is all just entertainment stuff while they're building it. It's still not like the official game that's going to be released eventually. But the whole entire community has been super, grateful and, positive vibes. They're a great developer team. I knew they were going to come through and, fix everything. They sent me back the Phoenix Feather right away. They've been really responsive, and they're a great part of the community, in my opinion.
Walrus, 88 cents on Walrus. Jesus Christ.
I bought it at its lowest. I got a lot of Walrus. Yeah. People don't know that's made by the same developers as the whole network itself. It's not like some third party.
It was like 65 cents, right? Jesus.
It was 78 at one point, but
Holy
I bought the majority of it at its lowest point, like recently.
Nice. Okay, we're seeing some nice pumps across the Sui ecosystem today. It's weird, actually. I've noticed with Truth Token, whenever the market goes up, Truth goes down. Whenever the market goes down, Truth goes up. It's quite funny.
Well, it is on perps on Binance. There's day traders just destroying it up and down.
Yeah, exactly. It's very volatile. So next, let's talk about SuiTrump. So let's come to SuiTrump Telegram, and then we're going to be able to show this. Oh, we had an Arb opportunity, but we didn't fire. Why don't we fire? So, see, this is this is the basic backend for the bot. It says there was an opportunity, but the bot didn't fire. I'm going to have to look into that. Shoot fire. Always fire. If it doesn't fire, it's fired. Right. So we're into SuiTrump news now. So SuiTrump, I have restarted the SuiTrump raffle. I'll come to X and show you. It's a bit more visual. So the SuiTrump raffle is a raffle game that I initially developed about 6 months ago. And the whole idea of the raffle game is that the project owner, i.e. me, puts up funds that can then be won by the community, right? So at the moment we have a prize of 50 Sui, and the 50 Sui prize is for people who buy SuiTrump. When you buy SuiTrump, you're going to get yourself tickets. Now I've actually changed up the logic of the SuiTrump raffle to make it even more fair for everyone who's going to be playing it, right? So if we come here, we're going to see the SuiTrump raffle information. Okay, so a couple more rules on it, all right? So the prize pool today is running right now is 50 Sui, which is $50, right? It's a test raffle to see how it goes. There's going to be 2 prizes for the raffle, not 1 prize now. So we're going to have a main prize of 40 Sui, and we're going to have a lucky prize of 10 Sui for the raffle. The way that the main prize works is exactly how it worked before, right? You buy the SuiTrump and you get tickets. All the tickets combined, right, by the end of the 4 days that's going to be running for, right? At the end of the 4 days, then one person will be chosen from all those tickets that are bought, and they will get 40 Sui. Then we have the lucky prize, which is going to be 10, right? 10 Sui is the lucky prize. The 10 Sui is everyone who bought gets 1 lucky ticket. So if you make 1 buy on that day, you get 1 lucky ticket. If you buy 10 buys on that day, you get 10 lucky tickets. Minimum $5 of value to get a lucky ticket. The lucky ticket draw will get 10 Sui. So that's 40 Sui going to the main pool and 10 Sui going to the lucky pool. In addition, I've added a daily check-in as well. So if we come back into the Telegram, what you'll see is, we'll come down here. We've got a lot of buys coming in. Buy. Have to make this a bit more. Okay, here we go. Right, so if you come down here and I go, just press,
do you have to make the dash, trade on? Right? Do you have to make the trade on SuiDex or anywhere?
Anywhere, any okay. Dex, any Dex that you can get your SuiTrump on. So you want to put ticket in. You want to track your tickets. If I take my wallet address, 1 second. Gotta come over here, get a wallet address. Okay, got that. All right, so you got ticket, and you put in your wallet address, or if you have SuiNS, you can put that in, right? I'm gonna put that in, is then going to come up with my entry. So it says here, wallet, I have 320,000 tickets, and I have lucky entry, 3 lucky entries, right? So far into this, right? And then there's another way to check your streak, I'm sure. Where is that? Raffle guide, raffle stats. Huh. Gonna have to find that. See, you can come here also if you put in help. Oh no. Yeah, help is going to bring up the whole points of how the raffle works as well. Buy on consecutive days to multiply your raffle tickets. Buy on day 2, you get a 1.1x. If you get all the way up to day 15, when we run a massive lottery, right, a massive raffle, you get a 2.5x on your tickets, right? So you're going to get a bonus on all your ticket buys as well, which is going to be great as well. So encouraging daily buys of SuiTrump, encouraging multiple buys of SuiTrump, encouraging more people. And the last thing that we've changed is I changed the logic on how much tickets a person gets when they buy with SuiTrump. Before it was, if you buy with more SuiTrump, you're going to get a multiplier, which is going to get you even more tickets than other people. But that led to only the largest buyers of SuiTrump winning the raffle, which is fun, but it doesn't really work in a bear market. So instead, I've square rooted the ticket logic for the buys. So the new rule for tickets is that if you're buying more tickets, of course, you're going to get more tickets than people who are buying less tickets, but it's graded in a way that you're not going to get an exponentially larger amount of tickets. It's not 1 for 1. So if you buy 10 million SuiTrump now, you're not going to get 10 million tickets. You're going to get less than 10 million tickets, right? So it's again encouraging you instead to make more compacted buys, which you can then spread over time as opposed to just one large buy, which then takes, because before I think we had like a buy of over 10 million was a multiplier of about 3x, and it just didn't really work out that well, in my opinion. So I've changed up the logic there as well. You can read all about that in the SuiTrump Telegram, where you can also track your wallet, join the lottery. You don't need to do anything. You basically buy SuiTrump and you get tickets, right? Let me explain. So we'll come to the DEX. Buy it anywhere. I buy on SuiDex because you get the best price, as shown on my tracker, right? At the moment, you want to buy SuiTrump. The best buy on SuiTrump is on SuiDex, right? Best place to sell SuiTrump right now is on Cetus, actually, right? Which is interesting. So you'd be actually be able to follow this as well to see the best places to buy and sell as well. So we'll come here, exchange. I'm going to buy some SuiTrump. Right, so say I buy 20 SuiTrump, right? Come here, it's going to get me 1.5 million SuiTrump. It's going to go straight direct route. All good there, we swap, right? Boom. Come back to the Telegram, into the buy, burn, and raffle room, and you're going to see your buy pop up here for the SuiTrump. Should happen. We haven't missed one yet, so if it is going to miss, I'm going to be very surprised. Very surprised. Oh, here we go. Took a bit of time. So here we go with $20 spent under Crypto Mischief, which is my SuiNS. I got 124,000 raffle tickets, and I got one more lucky ticket, right? So that's me now with more lucky tickets, which is great to see.
Good thing you said that is it's been about a year since I got the SuiTrump and also your Mischief, so you'll probably need to be after a year you got to re-up it, because I just got all mine and I bought them pretty much all at the same time, so I think yours should be coming up. So
anyone with SuiNS, you need to pay again another 5 Sui, I think, to do another year on your
$5.
$5,
yeah, super cheap.
$5 a year to have your identity. Okay, we got
$10 for a new one and $5 for a renewal.
Nice. Oh, here we have streak. Oh, so I missed. That's why I missed my buy yesterday. So my streak got removed. Oh, damn it. So now it's showing here my streak day. So you can't really see that. It's tiny, but it says here streak day. Don't know if I can zoom in on my thing. No, I can't.
So is that the same buy bot, raffle bot that's been upgraded, or is that a complete new build?
I spent about a week completely rebuilding it. Yeah. If you want to test something live, you can show your influence on Potato, and I can claim influence with my heroes patrolling to see if it actually goes to the landowner or not. Yeah.
Oh, I can do that. I have influence that I can claim. I'm part of Richie's
I think it does, because if I come into my potato bot, it sometimes shows me some stuff.
I can tell you where to go, and if you
Yeah,
go to the
user claimed 1 influence to land 15121 influence received. I think it does. I think it does come in, man. Like I wouldn't think that it doesn't, because I mean it's a great platform. Everything works perfectly.
well,
With,
plus
the
you
old
have a
potato.
really good land compared to most people because you actually have a lot of stuff. Like my land sucks, but it gives me the ability to patrol and do all this stuff and other things. So,
I'm falling behind though, man. I'm falling
but
behind. I'm trying to
still,
get these ones, the 250 unlock for these runes. But like I don't really want to straight up just come in and buy this stuff. I want to farm it, but it's taking ages to make the Q
but your
runes.
just your land, the one you have alone, even without any of that stuff, is
Yeah,
better.
4 more. Almost got 150. Once I get this, I can put. I think the foraging knife goes here, and I can start finding some mushrooms in my land. Just
Yeah,
claim
if
3
there's any advice
influence.
I could give right now that it's in this stage right now, everything is super cheap to obtain, and they're going to be worth a lot because
Yeah.
everything is like super super cheap. Now's the time to buy stuff if you're going to buy it.
Yeah, Brett, it says here user claim 3 influence to land 131. So yeah, it works perfect. I don't know if you can read that, but it's there.
Yeah, he
User
said he just claimed 3.
Yeah, and you can see here on my bot, it shows the same thing. Then it shows my oh my god, my rune pen broke. Disaster. Okay, so anything else going on in Sui then? That's all the Sui deck stuff. So what else we got?
Okay, let me pull this up here.
What's the Sui news? What's going on in Sui? Anything new? Anything happening?
Yeah, I made a report,
Oh, there's
and
Danny.
I used Notebook LM to put it in like infographics. Let me just get this exported real quick. Just give me a minute here.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, Richie, what's going on, my friend?
Good, man.
Good,
Nice
good to see you. It's been too long.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. You got some new glasses?
Got some new glasses, hanging out. I'm out in Tofino now on the wild West Coast, and just hanging out here doing my thing. Yeah, it's as far west as you can go before getting closer to you where you're at.
Wow,
I can look
okay.
across the water and see Japan and China almost.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
Nice,
good to
man.
see you, Denny.
Good to see you too. Good to see you, Wise, Richie. Just checking in with Aquashock. Yeah, it looks like there's some movement on Sui, which has been great. Looks like we're getting a bit of pump there. There's some action and some liquidity and some things coming back into Sui. So we're excited moving into the future as well. As always, very happy to be a part of the Sui Dex farm.
Yeah, man.
We're still here working away, doing our thing. I'm working with a couple devs on doing some sniper bots and stuff too for Aquashock, which is going to get some revenue going through for us. And then once some more volume comes to Sui, we're going to see that flowing throughout the chain. And then having Aquashock on the Sui Dex farm, we're going to see a lot of good opportunities for people to earn there as well. So yeah, awesome to come and check in with you guys as well. The website is up and going, aquashock.xyz. So check that out. The website's always looking good. And we're here. We'll be here forever doing our thing. I'm just your friendly neighborhood dev. I do this out of, the love of the game. I've never sold a token. Similar with Richie. It's why I like being affiliated with these guys. They're good, trustworthy people on the network. So I just try and roll with that vibe as well. And then just continually building, even in the slow times too. So
and for
good
the
to see you both and chat with you.
Dunny came on our Thursday Sui Builder space. Like I think it's been over at least a year now.
Yeah, we're coming up on 1 year of Aquashock as well. It's the end of this month, I think, actually. So one year in the game, one of the older meme coins on the whole network.
Because it was actually on the same day, the Thursday 6 o'clock, Sui Builders, and ever since then, I have. Dunny, I consider him a good friend of mine as far as friends go online, and he's a really great dude, and I know that he has good intentions. And these days, with how much garbage there is on, blockchains, to have somebody be solid as that's like really awesome. And I know he has good intentions. So I'm glad you're here. I was talking about you last week. I'm like,
yeah, thank you. I know when you said you were speaking on us last week, it's good to show up and be a part of the crew. And yeah, website's looking good there. It's got a full LP still, but yeah, we redesigned the whole website, and then we've got some other stuff in the works as well. So that'll be up and hosted forever. And yeah, we're just continually working away, and then just being a good representative for Sui. It's been a bit of a battle of attrition on Sui Network, and we've come out the other side, being here and being consistent. So we're looking forward to doing that, making more content on TikTok as well. We have a TikTok page and then our X page as well. We were harassing Sui, the wallet. We were trying to get into the wallet, the main wallet, onto Sui Slush wallet. They didn't take us soon enough, and then we saw the whole Sui market crash, and it's their fault for not verifying Aquashock token. But they're going to learn from their mistake. And then we're going to pump back up. So we're excited to get there one day too.
Man, they're really annoying.
They are quite annoying.
The people behind Slush Wallet are doing my head in as well. Like, I've been trying just to tell them, like, can you even just add victory token on Slush Wallet? They're like, no, the volume's too low. It's like, the volume isn't too low. It's because you're not looking at our decks. You're like, yeah, we're not looking at your decks either. Your dex volume's too low. So it's like, oh, so the dex volume's too low, but even though the token has more volume than other tokens you're listing, but then you won't list that one. You won't. No, we won't. But there's another wallet that's opened called, what's it called again? Velo? What's the?
I haven't heard of that one. I knew that you were with like the nightly wallet, or what was that other one?
Nightly.
I like those guys.
Nightly are normal people.
Noodles
They're
is
nice.
the platform.
Right. Normal, yeah, that want like good things. Like if you want good things for the network, like don't gatekeep so hard, especially when there's room for growth on the network and stuff. There's no really need for it. I don't just quite understand Slush Wallet's motivation. I think that if they were more accepting of their community and good people on their community, then that's the good way to go. Like, I don't understand why you want to gatekeep while Sui's going when you're looking for support.
They have a history of that, Denny. They've been
totally, man.
They've been like that for the longest time. Even when they were Sui Network wallet, they just, it's like a separate team or something. They're like dickheads about it. But you know, the actual network itself has some really awesome stuff that they're doing. They're getting into finance. You can get a Sui Network bank account now. No KYC.
Maybe I got to look into this Velo wallet and look at some other options, I guess, on the network, because it's such a great network that can build so many different things. So what's this one about, Richie?
So this is Vera. It is another Sui wallet. It's another Sui wallet, and you can swap your funds and limit order LP positions. You can watch them moving out of range. They
that's
are
neat.
A super wallet. To be honest, it just looks like another Slush wallet. But if they are going to be friendlier to builders, then like they integrated Noodles. And Noodles are quite small.
Yeah, great. I love Noodles. Probably one of my favorite projects on all of Sui, and the aggregator of Noodles is, I've always liked those guys. So they're working with them. That sounds great.
Yeah, Denny, I remembered that because you had that set up with Noodles before even the Sui decks. Had.
I've always been just a really big fan of Noodles and their usability, the integration and their user interface. I always found was really strong. I found their communications team to be strong, and I've just always really liked Noodles. So I still like those guys. That's where my go-to when I'm checking prices and price action, and
they're also
that's my spot
for Sui Network. They don't do anything else except Sui. That's another reason why I thought they're pretty cool, because there's no other stuff like on Deck Screener. It's Noodles is pure Sui, just like Potato Finance.
For sure.
Sweet. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So
I'll check out this Vera wallet as well.
Completely.
But I just wanted to check in and say hi to you guys, and I got much love for you both and appreciate you both. And I'll be back on making more content and stuff soon too. I think we're probably in a maybe bit of an upswing for the markets, hopefully, and we can continue to build together. So good to see you both. Much love. And we'll talk soon.
I'm going to be making some awesome content for you soon, Denny, for sure.
Hell yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, check the TikTok, check the website.
Denny, are you still bartending?
So I've been promoted to assistant general manager. I'm almost a big cheese like you in the restaurant game now. Yeah. So
I saw those hotties. I saw those hotties, bro.
That's
What
right. We
hotties?
do. I got
Aqua
to, and then
hotties.
I'm living out at the resort with all the hotties in the hottie house. So I should maybe make some content with that too.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so I'm managing. It's great. Except now I notice all the other servers like little idiosyncrasies that like piss me off, and then I'm like running around. There's a lot to do with restaurant management as well that I'm getting into and learning. But it's a lot of fun. I really like it.
That's cool, man.
I'm glad you stopped by because I wanted everyone to see that you're still here. There's your mom.
Yeah, I wanted to make a point, show up, make sure everyone knows that I am still here, still working. Never sold the token, never will. Just doing it for the betterment of the network and everybody. And I want to grow alongside the network. So you park some funds with Aquashock. They're safe and good. Our liquidity is basically just equal to our market cap right now at 1-to-1 ratio as well. So it's a good time to get in.
Bro, you've been
and then we're at like 6K market cap only, and we've got 6K liquidity. Whereas you look at some of the other coins that have hundreds and thousands of dollars of market cap, and they're like 100. Yeah, exactly, right. So these are the things in crypto to be aware of. It's not always about market cap or the dollar amount of the coin. You want to be looking at liquidity amounts. You want to be looking at volume. There's other indicators that are more important than just the value of the coin or the market cap of the coin. Market cap is important, but looking at the liquidity is very important as well.
I think developer trustworthiness is one of the top tier things you could have, and you're a good dude. I know that for a fact. After all we've talked, and you're a great guy, so I can totally vouch for that.
Yeah, we're ahead of the game, so we're just going to keep plugging away at it. So yeah, thank you everyone for having me on, and I'll make an effort to show up more. I miss talking with you guys too.
Go on.
Yeah, we miss you, man. You had some
Anytime.
Sounds good.
Always welcome on stream, man.
You're the best. You guys are the best.
You're looking ripped there, bro. You're working out.
I'll talk to you guys soon. You guys have a good one.
All right. Bye, Danny.
Peace.
Later, bro.
Yeah, I think sounds like he might have been at work.
Yeah, I told him, if he could just come on real quick. Yeah, he's working. So, yeah, because he talks to me often. He wanted to come on last week, but we skipped a week. So,
oh yeah, I remember.
We'll get back into the swing of things. If the markets start going up, I always like whenever it's green, I want to be present as much as possible. When it's red, I'm just learning AI stuff and coding.
Yeah, true that. All right, let's move on. I want to talk about. What do you want to talk about? Oh, yeah, show your stuff. Yeah, working on.
I'm sending it. I keep getting distracted. I'm going to get this sent over. So, you just mention something else for just 1 minute. It will be right here. Second.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out the share feature, like how to do it on here. But I'm posting it to my X account, and let's see if it comes up.
Yeah, just send it to Telegram, and I'll load it in. You just go present and invite, and then you go to a video file if you want to share a video.
It's okay. Hold on. So if you go to my my X page, it's my most recent post, and you just follow the link, and it has a bunch of just factoids, and there's different things you can click. It has like menus, core metrics, architecture, ecosystem, tokenomics, roadmap.
Oh wait, go back. Go to what? Your link tree, you mean?
No, my x.com, my most recent post, and it's going to take you to gemini.google.com, and you can. Anyone can view it. You don't need a pro or anything.
I found it.
It is a deep research infographics conversion into the things at the top you can click through. So, I don't know if you want to go through it or.
State of Sui Network. Welcome to today's live stream deep dive. We're unpacking the meteoric rise of the Sui blockchain, examining its underlying object-centric architecture, explosive economic growth, and the ambitious roadmap that aims to push Web3 scalability to its absolute limits. Yeah, quite nice.
And this was done with the 3.1 Pro deep thinking research and isolated to only official like sources for the most part. So if you see anything wild, take it with a grain of salt. But this should be pretty legit stuff because it gives sources. And I told it to start with Sui.io, which is the main website. So
yeah,
a lot of cool stuff. So I don't know if you wanted to go through those tabs. There's core metrics, architecture, ecosystem, tokenomics, roadmap, but they're constantly shipping. And I was going to ask you too, did you sign up for that Moonshot project?
Because I did, but the thing is, with whatever Sui's doing with the Moonshot and everything, they're very focused on one thing that they're trying to get shipped, which is future finance stuff, right? In terms of what we're building, which is kind of
there was one that I saw where they were specifically asking for exchanges. So that's why I was like,
yeah, but they want V3 or V4. They don't want to move back. They want to move forward, which is why we're developing now the V3 for SuiDex.
I already have it developed.
It's way more complex than that, man. We need to migrate. We need it needs to be secure. It needs to be thought through, like, and balanced the way that we transition through. So it's going to take a while. Well, at the moment, our backend guys hung up. They're trying to fix the UI issues.
Well, I guess I should put it as it is possible to do and have it tied in. I don't, definitely we shouldn't launch anything not safe, but it is possible to tie in to the suidex.org website, the way that they're built.
Yeah, it's possible to tie it in, yeah, but it would mean migration of liquidity. So that's the key thing that we need to be sure of for moving. Well, but the point though is that that's one of the reasons why, like, the Sui Foundation it's still very gate-kept on what they're doing, or a Sui network essentially, not the foundation. And they're only going to pay attention to projects which are future forward and probably with large VC backing. I think. Well,
I spoke with the Denny personally that I still have recorded, and I told him exactly what the project was. I told him exactly how you had the 80% buyback of the fees. And when I told him about the victory lockers, how they were paying out in Sui weekly epochs, he was super bullish. He's like, tell me about the developer. I want to buy it. But it was before we launched. So, I couldn't say we had a finished product at the time, but he said he was bullish on it. I still got the recording. So, I'm going to go after him for that and be like, hey, what's up? It's ready, without being too annoying. I'm just on the cusp, but I kind of been waiting for a little more ultra stability, and I don't want to broadcast too early, but it's kind of hard because it's like we got to have the site to grow, but to grow we got to have, it's kind of a catch-22, but we're gonna get there.
I don't rely on them anymore because I don't think the state, it's very clear what they're focusing on, to be honest. So I'm not really that bothered about it. But anyway,
let's talking about like with.
I don't want to talk about it because we've talked about this many times and it's going nowhere. So let's talk about what you've made instead. Let's talk about what you've made.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So tell us about the Sui tokenomics.
Oh, let me go back to the page here. So the state of the Sui network, yeah, I had it set up for a live stream. Network pulse and core metrics. Peak TPS recorded 297,000. Maximum theoretical parallel execution. Time to finality 400 milliseconds. It's gone under that. They implemented Mischief 2.0 recently. They got it to 390. Total value locked 720 million. Top 10 among non-EVM chains. Active accounts 1.2 million. The object-centric advantage. This is the main thing about the Sui network that is completely unique, because not even Aptos, which uses Move language, is object centric, because that's what makes all the cool stuff about Sui possible, like dynamic NFTs and sub-second finality, and the fact that it is literally not a blockchain. It's not considered a blockchain because there's no bottleneck. They don't have to wait in line like pretty much every other type of system. That's why it's hard to kind of comprehend for people. So it says, unlike traditional blockchains that use an account-based model where transactions sequentially update a global ledger, Sui organizes data into independent objects. If two transactions interact with completely different objects, Sui validators process them simultaneously. This parallel execution is the secret to bypassing the severe bottlenecks seen in legacy layer 1 networks. And they are currently the only one that I know of that does this. So you can see the legacy compared to Sui parallel, the TPS. I mean, if you look at that difference is insane. How much that's where you're talking about being able to do more than one transaction, because not only do you get sub-second finality, you can be sending up to 1,000 transactions at once in that finality speed, not just one transaction. So, and there's also a couple projects. There's one called Bucket, which is it is a bridge, gasless bridge from other chains. And this is not just Sui Network. This is like everything.
Was that not Backpack you were talking about?
Backpack.
Yeah, right, Backpack wallet. It's a wallet as well.
Okay, yeah. So that is part of what's going on with Sui, and because it's on, when you do it on the side of Sui, it's gasless. I don't know if it's gasless coming from other chains, but that's the cool thing about the Sui network, is it has this technology that it allows it to interact with other chains without leaving the chain, which is the same technology that ICA has. Because if you can invest in Bitcoin and in Ethereum and every other chain from Sui, which is faster and gasless, why use any other chain? Because you can still invest in the other chains themselves. Because the way they want people to think about the Sui network is that it's not a blockchain. It is a computer. It's a compute layer, and it is the substrate for the agentic era technology when it comes to agents operating on a blockchain infrastructure. And because it's on Sui with that technology, they can interact with any other chain. So you can use agents on other chains that you can't even use chains on if you use it through the Sui network. So it's very complex, but I understand the technology because I obsess about it constantly, and it all holds up. You know, I've been very skeptical of it. Like, okay, well, what about other chains? What about this? I haven't found any holes, you know. But the thing is, volume and, you know, bringing in infrastructure and industry. They just had a live stream with Grayscale yesterday. They just had an ETF Pass Grayscale representative just did a live stream with Denny. If you go to either the Sui Network YouTube page, or I also reposted it, I can share it with you.
Something here is interesting. So a lot of people don't know that when you use a wallet to swap, there's an internal fee on the wallet, which is added to the swap fee, right? So if you're using Slush Wallet, for example, to do a swap, you're not paying just the CETAS fee for the swap. You're also paying the Slush fee. If you use Phantom Wallet to swap, you're paying an additional 0.85% on top of the DEX fee. So you're already paying close to 1%, depending on the LP pair, right? MetaMask 0.87 fee, Phantom 0.85, Rabby 0.25, and somehow Backpack have managed to do 0% fee on swapping inside their wallet, which I mean.
Well, part of the S2 stack is there's a stable coin called USD Sui, and anytime you trade USD Sui, it is gasless, regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know, but the fee is just it's like a performance fee, right? That they're charging, not.
Well, part of
It's not
Part of
a utility
the
fee.
Yeah, so the way Sui works is because it's stateless. I guess when you make transactions on Ethereum and stuff like that, it leaves leftover junk that eventually builds up. With Sui, every time there's an object created, like 1% of it gets stored as a burnable or recoverable asset that you can get back. Like if you burn enough things like junk NFTs or coins, you can actually get a small amount of rebate of Sui. And it's built into the network itself. I made a whole post about it on Reddit, which I could bring up and read the exact details about that, because it was really interesting, and that was something I didn't know before.
Okay.
So let me bring that up. To talk about anything else, I find this real quick.
Yeah, I was going to talk about this token on Abstract, which is quite fun. So it's called Depth. So Depth is a passive income game. It's linked to GBlue, which is a token that we've talked about in this channel before. And the way that Depth works is, you can see the charts, newly launched token, launched this week, currently 277,000 market cap. It's pretty much following my predicted line, which I drew last live stream when we launched, where I'm expecting it to come down a little bit more to about 0.13 before it starts its climb up to the next levels. If the way it works is you deposit the Depth token into the contract in this game. So at the moment I have a Raffle NFT, and this is earning me Depth every day. So I deposit the Depth in, and now I claim the rewards out. So I have 107 Depth token to claim today, which is not bad. I think it's about $20. And when you claim, you need to come in and claim every day, because there's a streak engine that's encouraging. The more you claim, the more tokens you get every single day from this. You can speed up as well the amount of tokens you get by depositing either Depth token or more GBlue into it. So I think that this is going to be a printer in the near future, because there's nothing like this on Abstract. And I like Abstract Chain, actually. I like the friendliness and openness of the development team on Abstract, that they're really allowing anyone with a good idea and a good attitude to get a shine on their chain.
So that's
I do wish was possible in
L1?
Sui, but it's not. It is an L2.
Okay.
Yeah, Abstract. They're trying to be the commerce chain is their aim. Also very fast transactions and low fees, but nothing like Sui. There's no like parallel execution, but it's built on EVM, so it's easy. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think there's profit to be made here from playing this game, in my opinion. So that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, but it's an add-on to, because before we talked about GBlue, right?
Yeah.
So it's an additional token into their ecosystem, essentially. So at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm earning the GBlue rewards from their LP farming, and then I'm selling the LP rewards and going into Depth with that. So here I claim the ABX token, like what we got, $10, right? Then we go to Aborian.
I still need to catch up with that. I made that stake, but every time I go to that site, it's so like complex, all this stuff you can do. So I got to watch your video again and do it correct. But I still got it in there.
Yeah. Then we trade, and we can just swap the ABX into GBlue, right? And then I use the GBlue. Right, swap the ABX into GBlue. We get a little bit of GBlue, right? Review that, take that 1.5 GBlue. All good. Then we come back to Depth Soul, and we use the GBlue and Depth Soul to increase my earning of much do I have? G Blue, do we have one? It's saying max, but I don't have that much. I have 1.7 G Blue, so we'll use 1.7. Increases my level of sacrifice G Blue into the depth engine, which will then, once I get up to level 2, it will increase my earning through my NFT. And then the NFTs are pretty cool because each one has a different picture. So at the moment I'm this blue one. Maxed out, we got to sacrifice $300 of depth, $300 of G Blue, and you got to sacrifice a bunch of depth token to get the NFT. Then it's going to start paying you out. Maximum it's going to pay you out is
So
daily.
Brett said, is there a free NFT, or what is the cost in depth to mint one?
The NFT, you can get the base one, which is Shallows, tier 0. You can get this by going to the G Blue Telegram and using their bot. You get a free mint of this one. And this is going to earn you a little bit of depth token every day. Once you get the first NFT, that can then start upgrading to the second one by using more depth tokens. So you go from Shallow to Reef, and then you add more depth token in, and then you change that into Sunlit.
Is this also from Aaron, or is this something else?
Yeah, this is made by Aaron. Yeah, so it's an add-on to G Blue essentially. So and it only launched 3 days ago, right? So far there are about 200 to 250 NFTs.
So I think what would be helpful, because I mean, for me, it's like
300 NFTs now.
What is the base? Like, it started with G Blue. Like, what is the other? Like, what's the whole ecosystem? I can't. It's hard for me to tie all this stuff together. Like, what is happening here? Like, it's G Blue, and then it's NFTs. Like, where's the chain of like process?
So if you go to if you look at depth token on Dex Screener, you can see that in liquidity, it's not paired with ETH, it's not paired with USDC. The depth token is paired with G Blue in liquidity, right? So
okay.
So G Blue would be the main token, and depth is an add-on token. The depth token works, it's inflationary, but it's got a lot of deflationary mechanics.
What is that parabolic candle at the starting? Was that like explosive?
That's the fair launch. So that was 26, so 4 days ago.
Was that profit for anybody, or was that just the effect of it starting?
No, that's a space of, let's see, how long did this pump last? It was about an hour to catch the launch. You had a potential to catch a 3x on the launch.
Brett said, is that the play? You get one and just upgrade it all the way up? Is there a way to just buy the best one and just print?
No, you cannot just get you need to go NFT by NFT. So I did a live stream about 2 days ago where I had about $3,000 of depth token, which I've been buying. I was buying around about here, right? And as it was coming down, I was buying more. I'm continuing to buy more actually as it's dipping, because I expect it to hit a floor and then go up, right? So now you're actually getting a better price for the NFT than I got, for example, right? So what I did was I bought a bunch of depth token. So if you go to the depthsoul.com is the website, right? And you come to swap. So they have a swapper on their website, so you can just do it here. You can either swap into depth with G Blue, with ETH, or with USDC. So here I've got like $50, right? So we can take $50, can buy some more depth token. You get 290 depth token. The more depth token you have, the further you can go with your NFT upgrade. So for me at the moment, because I've gotten so deep, I'm so deep, man, I'm really deep. If I wanted to upgrade from Bathyal to Abyssal, right, I'd need to spend another 7,500 depth token to get my next upgrade, right? So I need to basically DCA and buy up 7,500 depth token for my next upgrade, which is going to cost me quite a bit. It's another $1,000, right? So if I want to upgrade, I need to drop another $1,000, or because I'm earning 100 depth a day, I'm earning 116 depth a day, I could wait 2 or 3 months and earn the depth token that way, and then put the money in to get the upgrade. But I need to go one by one. You can't jump to the end of the queue. You have to go through each one. The other one, the other aspect of it, the speed up. So you can spend depth token to max out the speed. So you're going to be earning more tokens every day. But there's a cap on how many tokens your NFT will give you, right? So if you do speed up, that means you get the tokens sooner, but they will run out. So you can go up 150 boost with the depth token sacrifice, and the G Blue is 150% boost as well. Both of these burn the tokens out of supply. So the tokens disappear from the supply. So that's pretty good. How many days do you think it will take to floor then? I noticed the price of G Blue is dropping too, so I figured the play might be to enter soon. The theme is pretty sick. Wish it was on Sui. Yeah, I do wish it was on Sui too, but Aaron only codes on EVM, so that's
Aaron, you need to learn move language.
He really likes the abstract team though. And the thing with the benefit that Aaron has with this project launch is that he has the backing of Abstract, right? So Abstract Chain are behind him. They have been tweeting about the launch of this protocol. They've been tweeting about G Blue. They tweet about the liquidity pools that he holds on Borean. So
Brett, I'm going to find a way to invest
chain
in this. I'm going to find a way to invest in that project using Sui and their technology to do it.
Yeah.
It's possible.
So for G Blue, G Blue's prices come basically retraced down to where it was before, right? Which is fine with me. I just hold G Blue and I earn on it. I'm already massively up from my position, so goes up, goes down. I don't really mind. G Blue went up and now it went down, but it's still from. So here is the announcement of when Aaron was going to launch this new protocol for G Blue. So it went up 131%. Even from now, it's still up 44% from the announcement. So always after a launch, you're going to see this kind of price behavior, in my opinion. So you can see G Blue has a very weird chart. Launch, up, down. It's like a roller coaster. Down, I think it's oversold at this point, and there's been too much sell pressure. A lot of people just bought the G Blue because they think they're going to flip it into profit. And of course they did, and now they're selling. And like, if you have a short-term mindset with this, then, you know, they're just going to move on. For me, though, what I'm doing is, if we come back to G Blue's site, I come to earn. Like, there's a lot of stats here. Yep, I get what you're saying. But the basics are, I'm holding G Blue and LP. I have 1.5% of the LP supply, and I've got it in the yield farm. This is only going up because people are leaving the G Blue LP pool to go into the depth pool, right? So I'm in this pool. I'm getting an increased amount of earning, which means I'm getting an increased amount of rewards from the supply. So this is just an earning machine, and it's earning me ABX. I sell the ABX into depth or G Blue, and I put it into the next ecosystem. I roll it in and kick the can down the road in a way. But we're at the almost getting to the bottom of the market, right? So this is one of the projects I think is going to do really well as we get going. A floor in the market and then get going. Passive income is king in a bear market. Roller coaster, you say? Hope it isn't a euthanasia coaster. Joke, lol. Haha. Yeah, very funny.
A euthanasia coaster? What a concept, man.
Yeah, man. So that's one printer. Another printer, let's go over to Pulsechain, is the Grace currency. This is a mental token. I really like this token. So this is an old token. I've been holding this for a long time. You can get to it on Pulsechain. You'll need something like the Rabby wallet to get onto Pulsechain or MetaMask, right? And the Grace is taken off. So let's check the statistics. Loads of stats on this one as well. So we want to check out first, I guess, the chart. We'll come to CoinGecko. Be the easiest way.
And I do have that additional information about Sui whenever you're finished with all that stuff too.
All right. Well, I just wanted to talk about some things where people might be able to make some cash.
Branch out, yes, do it.
Well, you gotta be 360, right? So this is the Grace. We'll get them on, so you can see the massive pumps are possible with this token. So this is them on the year. Market cap all-time high market cap is around 250 million for the year. I think before they had even higher, it was $350 million market cap was the highest point of the Grace currency market cap. Today, sitting at $43 million market cap, right? So very much down. But if we zoom back into the 3-month, what you're going to see is that they're showing incredible strength in the bear market, especially being on Pulsechain where everything is down. If you compare the price of Grace to Pulsechain, actually, it's very strong to the Pulse.
What
token,
happened
right?
to that guy, Ryan Brett Hart, or the guy
Richard Hart?
Trust me with the. Did you make
Richard? He has finished his he finished the raise for ProveX and they launched it, but he hasn't launched the token yet.
How are you feeling? Is it a a bunch of smoke, or does he seem serious?
It works. I mean, if you go to provex.info and you can use, I think you can use it somewhere. I'm not sure where.
I mean, ever since you showed me the video of that guy, he's like very interesting. he's quite a character.
I haven't used, so I've heard people say that it does work. The sacrifice.
So it's an L1, or is it just like right now? It's just
Pulsechain is an L1, and ProveX is a way for somebody to sell or buy crypto with nobody knowing that you've bought it, right?
That's Sui Network is going to be like that also. As soon as they implement the S2 stack. When you were talking about that change from the G whatever to the, you said it was changing.
Yeah.
That's about the privacy. They're going to be privacy by default, and only viewable with a view key. So you'll have private transactions on Sui soon enough.
So the way that they're doing it with ProveX is it's peer-to-peer. So it'd be, you come to ProveX and you say, oh, I have $10,000 of USDC I want to sell, but I don't want anyone to know about it. And then you find someone who's gonna be like, well, I'll send you $10,000 of fiat, right? Of real money, of fiat money, right?
Hopefully there's escrow, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's in the escrow service, right? So then you put the 10,000 in, and then they send it to your bank card, or the other way around. Say you want to buy into crypto, but you don't want the bank to know what you're doing, then they do it that way as well. So it's a good idea. It's a good system, but we'll see if it pays off. So this is the Grays on their all-time charts. So you can see, like, from all-time high down to where we are right now, we're 80 to 90% down, right? But if you go the other way around and you look at where they floored until today, they've pumped 200%, a 2x in the last couple of weeks. So when we come and zoom in a little bit more on what's happening recently, you can see that this is what's happening. They're above all indicators. They are in a bull trend. From the floor here, yeah, we're up 115%. We were up 200%. The reason that it's pumping is because they're putting a lot of effort into their marketing and their social growth, right? Really, really high social metrics on this token. And the most bullish thing I think about it is if you put it into, this is against PLS. I think if we can change this to, against, so that was against the dollar. If we come against Pulsechain token, like, it is incredible what's going on. So you could hold just Pulsechain token, the Gasbane token on Pulsechain, or you could hold the Grays, and there you're seeing even better pumps, like even more ridiculous price action. Like, it is outperforming almost anything else on Pulsechain at the moment. It is on fire, pretty much, is the best way I'd say it.
I hear a lot about Pulsechain. There's a lot of people that are really bullish on it. I hear a lot of stuff about Pulsechain. What would you say makes Pulsechain, I mean, besides peer-to-peer, like, what is its advantages?
The thing about Pulsechain, the most bullish thing about Pulsechain is that it's the people's chain, right? Essentially, Richard Hart created it and dropped it for everyone, and now, like, it's just, like, there's no foundation making sure, like, it runs. It's never had any downtime or anything, but it runs seamlessly, but there's nobody,
it's self-regulated. It's kind of like,
yeah, it's regulated by the community. It's the ultimate decentralized chain, in my opinion, at Pulsechain.
Okay,
very much slept on.
That's a lot of people value that stuff too. That's for sure. Especially in the U.S., a lot of people sovereignty and stuff.
So the cool thing about the Grace currency token, the Grace token, is that by holding it, you're earning more tokens, right? So on this wallet, I've earned a total of 17,000 Grace tokens since I started this experiment. So that's been about 3 weeks. So in 3 weeks, I've earned 17,000, which is, it's not going to be crazy. So I've got about $4,000 worth of this token, right? So I've earned about $4 of tokens holding the Grace currency, right? And then I've earned from staking it. I've earned from holding it liquid. You can earn from locking it, right? So you can hold the token just in your wallet and you're going to earn more tokens because it's a reflection token. You can stake the token into their contract and earn more tokens from staking it. You can unstake it anytime. You can then lock it to earn even more tokens if you wanted to, right? You can pair it in liquidity with another of their tokens to earn even more tokens. Like, it's this huge liquidity engine system that they've designed. And for me, the best money I've made from this token has always been from just holding it and being patient. For example, I bought it here in 2024 and I waited until it went up and I hit a 6,000% pump to the top, right? Crazy. 6,000. 60x is the kind of performance that this token can do. And it's now at the bottom of its price range and just waking up. So it's definitely one of the best times to look into buying this website, to buying the token. So you can just find it at goptgc.com. And that would be two tokens that I'm very much bullish on at the moment. PTGC, depth token I'm quite into, and Bitcoin.
I pulled up some information about Pulsechain and its uniqueness. It says Pulsechain is a layer 1 blockchain that achieved network consensus by executing the largest digital heist in blockchain history, a full state hard fork of Ethereum. Instead of just copying the source code, it copied the entire ledger. Full state Ethereum copy, consensus and throughput, operating on a delegated proof of stake of authority hybrid. Block times are compressed to 3 seconds compared to Ethereum's 12 seconds. Deflationary burn mechanics. 25% of all validator transaction fees are permanently burned. Looks pretty cool. Richard Hart talks a lot about him.
Yeah, there's a lot to say about Richard Hart.
Yeah, it looks like all positive stuff too. So nice.
Yeah.
Did you want me to see if I could share my screen? I'm gonna see what happens.
Yeah, go for it. Have a shot. Have a try.
Well, I guess just, don't pull it on until I have it ready and make sure.
Okay, you might have some not safe for work stuff, right?
Possibly. Yeah, that should be fine.
All right. Let me check. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, I was telling you a lot about how they're constantly talking about the agentic, their goals. And this is Adeni. He's the CPO. He's the face of Sui. He's the guy with the bald head and the glasses, Joycey. And, this is just another post about their goals just made 11 hours ago. We're entering a time where the architecture decisions made years ago are about to get stress tested in ways most chains aren't ready for. This is my prediction. When agentic finance really takes off, you're going to see a mass extinction event for a lot of outdated smart contract platforms. This will not be a slow decline or a gradual loss of market share. This will be a mass extinction event. And, I shared this, and, I highly recommend you follow Adeni and Costas Crypto. And then this is the post I made on Reddit, and I posted this on my X account as well. And what I wanted to mention about the storage was this number 3 right here is legacy chains monetize bloat. You pay once to add state, and then everyone else has to carry your digital garbage forever. It's hoarders economics. And this was made by Gemini in kind of a dickhead asshole kind of thing. That's how Reddit is. So it's worded a little harsh, but the storage rebate. Sui incentivizes you to stay clean. Delete data, get your rebate back. It's a self-cleaning oven versus a landfill. Deflationary pressure, the non-rebated portion is burned every time someone cleans up the junk. The supply tightens. And we have economic design. while the other chains have vibes and hope. So that's the part that I think mattered about how you're saying it has a fee at the starting. It's because of that initial every object that's made has its own fee built into it. And this was the research that I did. I was going over earlier. I didn't know if you were following it or not, but
yeah,
the total value locked architecture. This was the difference between legacy chains compared to Sui Network. I mean, this is 1,500. This is 297,000. That's the kind of stuff that agents architecture needs. They need super fast compute, and Sui Network is the only one that offers this. And Misty said he upgrade. Yeah, so this was that backpack thing I think was coming through. Pilot fish, horizontal scaling, 2025 and beyond, advanced move in ZK.
I think you went to like sharing your tab and not sharing your screen though, because we're still looking at the Twitter post by Adani.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Got it. You're on that.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So if we go back here, this is the sequential versus parallel execution. So legacy max theoretical TPS 1,500. With Sui Network, it's 297,000. So this is the kind of thing where when you're trying to have agentic workflows and have agents, they need to be able to operate at this speed. This much throughput at sub-second, 400 millisecond finality speed. And there is unlocks every month, but there's also a lot of burn mechanisms built in, like with Walrus protocol and a lot of the things they're doing. There's the releases every month. People get scared about the unlocks, but they're not. They've never been a negative impact on the chain besides just people's psychology. There's more coins being burned than being released, and it is a capped supply. It's not like Solana where they can make more if they really wanted to, because they've always been compared to Solana, like the Solana killer. Their roadmap, the Misty City consensus upgrade, that's what I was talking about. They've reached 390 milliseconds globally, and the native bridge, that's that backpack thing we were talking about earlier. And yeah, I posted this whole thing on my X page, and you don't have to have Gemini to view it. You can just go to my X page and look at this post, and you can see all this stuff and interact with it. And I'll be posting a lot more stuff like that as well. I also posted my the Reddit post.
Nice.
It says the market lies short term, the tech doesn't. Sui in one post, the L1 FUD Wrecker edition. Yeah, so I'm a little eccentric on Reddit because that's just how it is. And we do have quite a pop-in subreddit for SuiTrump that's been going for more than a year that I think is pretty awesome. I think everyone should join. It's good SEO because there is a picture that I had, and it says, it's on my phone, but see if I can put it up. But anyways, there's a thing called SEO, which is search engine optimization. And when it comes to AI agents, 44% of the information that it gets is from reddit.com. And that is like a huge percentage more than any other website.
That's a lot, yeah.
You could go to google.com and literally search for any subject you can think of. On the first page, there's always going to be Reddit pages because Google pays Reddit to index their website. They pay them a lot of money because Reddit has very strict rules. It's very hard to create a fake account because you have karma and all these protective measures to make sure you're not a bot. So it trusts the human element of it a lot more. So even if you're not using Reddit or for whatever, the fact that you're putting your stuff on Reddit website as much as possible, you're going to get other AIs and other people finding your products or your coin or anything, a service, by putting stuff on Reddit, because that's where the AI agents and even the large language models like deep research, because I've actually done a deep research with ChatGPT about SuiTrump coin, and it quoted myself. It gave me a quote from my own thing I posted on Reddit, and also for Sui Network from r/Sui, because I have actually spent a lot of time on the subreddit for over a year, building up my reputation, getting badges and stuff. So I just think more people should check it out.
What's going on? Oh, you're back. What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying I think more people should check out Reddit, because you can get free exposure, and more people should join the SuiTrump Telegram. If you go in the SuiTrump Telegram, you can just type Reddit and it comes up. It's r/SuiTrump. I can actually put it up here. Let's see if
everyone listening should join the SuiTrump Telegram, because you're going to get free money being the SuiTrump Telegram by joining our raffle system. You are going to get, there's going to be more competitions coming up for Sui decks as well, for victory buying, that's going to be running in the bots inside our Sui decks Telegram as well. Both these places, they're there. If you're there, you turn up and you know what's happening, you can win money.
Check that out.
Right? Yeah. Oh, wow.
Nice. There's a guy, look, he's already posted about the route. This guy is awesome. This Raul
Zamora.
Yeah, he is a machine on this. He never misses a day. He's keeping this thing alive. It's always him. Look, everything that you post, he posts on here. He's just a machine on this thing. Like, I really appreciate that guy. And he's very humble, because I'm always like, bro, you deserve more credit. You're keeping us alive. But, look, it was created October 22nd of 2024, right after launch. Like, I was right on top of it, because I knew that, eventually more people are going to come to Reddit. I even talked to Denny on a live space on X, and he's like, yeah, we're going to come back and pay more attention to Reddit. But yeah, I'm still waiting on that too, because I spent a lot of time building my reputation. But
yeah, you're a Reddit beast. So I want to talk about something different now.
Sure.
I'm going to talk about what I've been doing the past couple of weeks, and I think that everyone should be doing this, right? So what I've got here looks a bit confusing, but I took the time to go to this website here. I've been looking at different AI providers and which ones have the best way to get a good edge on understanding how to use AI, but not just in a normie prompt-based, I have an AI in my phone or on my browser, and I ask it to do things like make images or scripts or to explain things for me, right? Summarize. But how to use AI as a power user, right? So that you can really speed up anything that you're wanting to build in any space. Doesn't have to be crypto, can be for anything, right? And how to get more confident with your skills and how you use it. To me, I tried the Google courses. I thought they were all right, but it wasn't really sinking in for me the way to use it in the way that I like to. So then I moved over to Claude on Anthropic and started looking at their free courses, which are available for anyone to do right now. And this is what I've been going through at the moment. It's the skill jar. So it's anthropicskilljar.com. The first course I did was Claude 101, which is just essentially showing you every single thing that you can do with Claude right now. And 75% of them, I had no idea that you could do it with Claude. You don't need a Claude subscription to do the first one. It's just going to put you through it all. You're going to learn everything about Claude. By the end of it, I was like, okay, I need to pay $20 a month for this, because it's incredible, right? Then moved into Claude Code in Action. And this is where it was the big game changer for me, because it's where I then learned very quickly how to not only put Claude Code into my GitHub, into my VS Code, and also to use their API key to get different access to different modifying what is it they call them? They're kind of like plugins or skills that you set up into your Claude code, which that can then help you to create things like React components, instant website design changes, and these kind of things. It just speeds everything up. And even from going halfway through this Claude code in action,
those are the MCP servers.
Yeah, the MCP, that's the one, right? So even going halfway into this, I'm now pull requests are running up on the GitHub. Everything's running up into there for this project, because this project is what I'm using the Claude code with this, and it's not Claude Bot or anything. It's not autonomous. I'll get there eventually, but it's expensive to do that. So I want to be able to get the best out of it first before we move into being, truly agentic. And that's how it works. So it's now that these two sites are running in parallel. The script I've built is also running in parallel with the knowledge that I've fed into my information base for the code base, right? And I know it looks, for someone who probably hasn't gone into this too much, it looks extremely confusing. But all I'm doing now at this point is I'm typing plain English to the AI now inside of my coding platform, and it's running 99% of the work now, right? So this means anything, like if you were a seller and you had a small shop and you were trying to sell wooden sculptures, but you didn't have a website, you didn't have a link to a shopping account, you didn't have good social presence, you don't have an idea of how you can make more people know about your product, all you need to do is set it up inside of Claude now, and it will step by step give you what it needs to do, and then say, okay, have access to my computer, you can have access to these areas, and it will start to run for you. Once you get to a point, like this is a local host website, right? Only I can see this, but once I'm happy with it, I'll say, okay, now the time has come that we need to launch this onto the website. Maybe we can make an app for it. What other suggestions do you have? It says, okay, well, then let's do that then. It says, okay, so first step, let's get it live. And then all it will ask is, do I have permission to do this? Do I have permission to do this? As in, you need to set up an account with this provider. Can you do it? Yeah, okay. Can I do that for you? Yes, you can, right? So everything can actually be done without you, as the user and the builder, having to go through the monotonous steps of website design, website putting on, getting yourself a domain, right? Getting yourself a control panel. Like I remember 2 years ago, I was trying to put up a site on HostGator. Oh my God, man. I pulling my hair out with all the endless amounts of mistakes you start making in even changing a module, and then it's hidden behind something else. It's gone missing, or something feed isn't coming in properly anymore. All of that's in the past now. If you go through these simple courses provided by Anthropic, you are going to be, I guarantee you're going to be 100%, 200% more confident with what you're building. And it's not like I'm selling anything here. This is a free course. There's no referral link. There's nothing for anyone to gain from this apart from just learning how to use technology at your disposal better, right?
Well, that's why, I would like to share my screen with you and show you some things that you may have missed, because I am very much obsessed. I'm obsessed with all of this stuff. And the reason why I say to sign up with Google is that they give you a huge amount of free compute, and you can actually use it in conjunction with Claude and that thing you're doing right there. And also, even ChatGPT came out with the Codex Windows application. I know you're on Macintosh, but there is a CLI that you can use in a PowerShell 7 window or a
Codex works as well on same idea, but
because this just came out like a few days ago. Let me get the prompter window here. Okay. Yeah. So this is basically the same thing as what you were just talking about. This is the Codex 5.4, and you can. There's a 5.4 here, and you can put this on low, medium, high, extra high. I've just been able to create applications just on the fly. I built the whole entire Meme Coin Arcade, and it basically just packages everything for you. And you can talk to it in normal language right here. You can just say, you can just do something as simple as that, and it's already coding and doing stuff for you, going crazy. You can talk to it as ChatGPT. This comes as with your $20 plus subscription, and it has a lot of, like, if I go to my rate limits, I'm 100% for every 5 hours. I'm 90% weekly. That's with the $20 subscription. And this has skills, all these things, image gen, Sora, GitHub. This stuff goes on and on. Automations. You can have custom instructions like ChatGPT does, and you can connect it to your GitHub. This thing has been absolutely insane. So that is, that's ChatGPT. As far as Codex, it's the same exact thing as that Claude thing, and it's really they're basically the same thing. But I just wanted to let people know there is a ChatGPT option, and with the, let's see, I need to share my. I just want to show you some benefits that anybody can get. Anyone can get this. Are you seeing my Google screen?
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm seeing the automations, yeah.
Oh, no, so I need to share this screen. There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you go to the developers.google.program, my benefits, you can get all of this stuff. And the first place you'd want to go is to make a Google Cloud account. And you can do that. It does take a credit card, but it doesn't bill you anything at all. You get $300 in credits, and you have 90 days to use it. And I have this right here. It says I have $172 remaining. I didn't pay for any of that. And that allows you to use Google's AI Studio. Is it showing the AI Studio or my benefits?
It's showing Nano Banana too.
Okay, yeah. So that gives you the ability to, once you make a Google Cloud, you go to here and click Get API Key. And then once you put it in, you link it up and you get a paid API key. That gives you the ability to use these models here. And when you use Nano Banana 2, this one just came out, you can set the resolution to full 4K. You can select your ratio, and you can't control this stuff on Gemini. You can go to thinking level high. You could include image search and Google search to make the things that you make come out more clear. And when you have this, when you sign up for the Google Developer Program, you have $10 a month here, $10 a month there, 30 Firebase Studio workspaces, higher quotas on Gemini Code Assist. Like all this stuff, I can do all these things, and it's just free money, because the difference between Anthropic, which is Claude, is Google is a $4 trillion mega behemoth of a company, and they're trying to flood the market with so much free AI stuff. They're giving it away for free to people just to use it. So it's like, I don't think anyone should let that go to waste, because it's free money. Like, even if you like Claude better, why not get this free money? Because you can still use Claude with it. There's anti-gravity, which you can put multi agents in the same thing. And this gear program, this costs $200 a month, or not $200 a month, it's $200 for the chorus after a certain date. And I believe that's already passed, but maybe not. But if it hasn't, you can sign up for this and they pay you to do the course, and it's an official Google certification that people actually take seriously, because I did one back in the day for machine learning and neural networks, and it's like a gamified thing. There's a CLI in Google, Gemini, and there's ADK. Vertex, that's a whole other thing you can do. It is like the Google AI ecosystem is gigantic, because they were the first people to do AI in a serious manner. Even before ChatGPT, there was a project called DeepMind, and back in the day they had it play chess and AlphaGo, so it didn't really pop off. But they have merged that DeepMind technology with Gemini and their whole ecosystem. Now they're doing AlphaFold. They're solving protein folding problems that used to take humans over a year to solve one. They're doing in 2 weeks, and that's improving the medical field. So when you were talking about the Google stock, like, I think that's a great choice, because they're putting a lot of money into these programs that are going to be changing the world, and they're giving away free money just to use it. And you having a YouTube account for 6 years, you'll can get extra, even more benefits. Like if you go to Google Vids, you can use VEO3 for free. Like, are you still seeing my?
Yep. Hello, Mr. Furley. Let's start creating.
Yeah. So all this stuff, VEO3, that usually costs money. You have to pay Gemini Pro or an API key. When you're at Google Vids, this is free to use, all this stuff. And then there's another one. Flow. This is another one where you can get free VEO3. You create with Flow, you can create projects, and this stuff is just like off the hook, because this usually costs money, but when you know how to go to these websites, you can do it all for free. And it's basically, why are you going to pay for stuff when you can do this all for free? It uses Nano Banana 2 to make the images, to make the videos. And it gives you like a whole storyboard project.
See, this is the next step I want to make. Like, once I've finished, because my plan is to finish all of these Anthropic courses. So they have they have loads of them for free. So it's free resource. I'm going to use it all once. But the limitations I've found with Claude Code is that for making websites, they tend to make the websites that look very similar, right? You can kind of tell when something's made by Claude, to be honest, is my opinion. I see a lot of new launch projects these days, and you can tell immediately like that was just bashed up on Claude Code, right?
So there's another thing called labs.google/experiments. I don't know if I'm still sharing here, but there is many things in here. There's so many good things in here. Opal, you can make your own application that is free to use. Pomeli is an experimental AI-powered marketing tool designed to build scalable on-brand content. That is huge. Music AI Sandbox, Stacks. There's Flow. Flow is a Google Labs thing.
Yeah.
And Stitch, that is huge too. It is just, they have enormous ecosystem that nobody knows anything about, and all of this is free. This is all free to use. You don't need Google Pro, nothing. This is all free to use. And with the AI Studio, you also don't need to use API key to go up here. You click there, and you have one thing that's cool is you can make audio. This is free. You don't need an API key at all. You can do, pick a speaker. They have really cool voices that you can do.
Nice.
And you can write, any script here. You can have ChatGPT, whatever, just put it in here and, just run it. And you can download the file and use it for free. You don't need Gemini Pro for this at all. And they have So I don't know if you heard that. That was just, an example. You can also, change the tone of the voice. You can have a single speaker audio. You can have multi-speaker audio. These voices are a lot of different voices you can choose from. And this is all absolutely free. You don't even need an API key for any of this stuff. And people don't even know about this AI studio from Google. Like, it's free. Even the image creator, the Nano Banana, like, this is paid. But this one right here, Gemini 2.5 Flash, this is free, absolutely free to use. And it still creates banger of images. See if I could.
You got quite the stack there, Furley. Quite the stack.
I've been like, this is what I do all day. Like, I could put together something more, coherent, but I just want to make sure, like, there's so much stuff out there, but at minimum, get your free money. They're giving away money to do stuff, and you can tie it into what you're doing with Claude. That reminds me of anti-gravity. That's, I guess, the ultimate tool ever.
So Brett's asking if the Trump voice is free.
Yes. You can get it on Yapper, I believe. But if not, I'm going to make one that anybody can use. I just need to get around to it. I have so many things. But there is this, it's called anti-gravity. And I'm pretty sure it works on Macintosh. But this thing is like so insane. It's like the IDE of IDEs. The things you can do with it are just baffling. And it's, again, free to use. You can tie in your Claude with it, and it actually makes an application for you as the end result. I haven't got into it yet because there's literally so much stuff to do. But, I mean, this is anti-gravity. There's so many YouTube videos about it. It's amazing the level of acceleration of AI, and it's definitely not going anywhere. So, I'm trying to get ahead of the game. And instead of getting my job taken, I kind of joke in a kind of a cold-blooded way, I'm going to be the guy that installs the AI agentic workflows in the businesses that's going to take your job. So you want to be on that end of the stick. So yeah, that's my shtick, my presentation on my side.
Dick your job.
But yeah, if you like Claude, it's all preference. They all do the same thing. If you're comfortable with Claude, use Claude. It's, they all have cool stuff. But I think, don't miss out on free cash, and don't pay for stuff you don't have to. So find me in the SuiTrump Telegram. I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you all the secrets if you go to the SuiTrump Telegram.
Nice. Brett has a question about Swarm Network. So he's asking Swarm Network, any news on Swarm Network? There was something you shared me something earlier, right? About Swarm.
It was discreet because Yannick posted it himself. It wasn't from the actual thing.
Yeah, so
it says, we will drop at Get Swarmed vaults early next week for developers and regular users. You can use vaults in OpenClaw, Claude Code, etc. Yannick is very low key. He likes to keep things secretive. He likes to keep things beneficial for people that are paying attention, because I'm an admin in the, for the whole project, for the 100,000 person Telegram, for their alpha group, less than 1,000 people. I hooked up with them from your AMA you did with them last January.
Oh, yes.
That's why I was able to have that, get in early from your DEAO. So
Some
that was
some of the
cool.
comments are interesting though. If you're like Erwin says, everyone launches a vault nowadays. Let's see if your raw infrastructure actually survives when real autonomous agents start hammering the back end.
Yeah, I saw this, and then I
Yeah.
look at his profile. I'm like, oh, 93 followers. Yeah, shut up, Erwin. You have no followers, so yeah, you don't have to shut up.
Yeah, I don't know, but he talks a lot about Claw. So okay, oh, he's Chinese. Okay, Erwin is a
Well,
Chinese man.
so OpenClaw, that's that whole thing that Claude bought, and that whole thing, and then Claude sued them, so they had to change their name. That
Yeah,
turned
yeah.
into OpenClaw, which
Hmm.
is basically the same thing as the stuff we're using, but totally like degen
It's
YOLO
up.
kind of shit.
Well, you take off all the guardrails essentially, and they work for you. You give them a task, and they work towards the end of the task.
I can do the same thing with Codex Windows application. Everything, and it can do and better, guaranteed. I can show it to you. Tell me what it does. I can do it better.
But to be honest, I've got to say this fairly. We have a tweet with 8,900 views, but only 3 comments, right? And only 52 likes. That is clearly been botted.
Oh,
But
well, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I'm just saying, as
but
far as AI goes, like I don't know,
so what is a
like what
vault?
this means.
What does it
I don't
mean?
know.
Okay, yeah, because here Brett's asking, what does this mean, vault? Speak Brett Prince layman terms, please. What will
This
vault
is
mean? I have
the
no
this
idea,
is
man.
the only thing that he said about it. It's not on their actual website, and he hasn't posted anything about it in the Telegram. So this was 3 days ago. He hasn't said anything since.
No, that's weird.
What I
Very
told everybody,
mysterious. Love Yannick, actually. This is good.
yes, what I told everybody, because I'm an admin there. This is what I see happening. It looks to me. I'm not claiming this. I'm not part of the team, but I'm close. It looks as if they're building something with the SUI network, with Walrus Protocol, and with Talus, the other AI agent program or project on the network. But they cannot talk about it. They're gagged because the SUI network has to be the first people to talk about it. So he's calm, cool, and collected because he already knows that he's building something legit, but he cannot say anything about it. But it is happening, and it's going to be huge because Swarm Network was chosen as one of the cohorts for the SUI Hub MENA. That was 630 plus projects, and it was chosen as the top 5, and not just that, as the #1 project by Costas Crypto, the god tier cryptographer on the planet. There is not a better cryptographer than Costas Crypto. He is the crypto god. He worked on Bitcoin. He has a PhD in cryptography. I mean, this guy is awesome, and he's the cryptographer from Misten Labs. This is the kind of talent we have at SUI Network that most people don't appreciate. This guy is like the best cryptographer on the planet. There's no doubt about it. So I think it's, he chose Swarm Network as his favorite project. I have the live space still recorded on my phone. That's on my TikTok, which I could share too, I guess, if you have time. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Brett's saying he wants to long Aster. Sorry, he wants to long Truth on Aster. Yeah. Truth price has been slowly, it's up and down basically.
Well, Yannick's being heavily pressured by everybody in the community, so
It's had a drop.
Sure.
This was the end of the tick, right? The minor tick. Of course, we're going to see a drop after that. Claims out, boop, down to 20 million. But I mean, the project launched at 30 million. We're now at 20 million market cap. Still doing quite well.
The thing that people need to understand is that the token Truth, that is such a small part of the ecosystem because the licenses started last January 27th. The coin wasn't even available until August or September, because the Swarm network is a legit Swarm engine. Like, it does the compute for you. You have a license, and you don't have to have a node. that's why it's not a node. You own it remotely. It's like you have the title to the compute. So you get airdrops of the coins every day. And then once the agent builder program goes into effect, you can make your own agent swarms. But right now they're using it all for the roll up news, which is a fact verification checking method on x.com, which Google themselves uses as a fact checking mechanism on their Google fact checking website, which is huge. Like there's so many things that I find out that sound like they're no big deal. But if you actually looked into it and researched it, how big of a deal it is to get that approval, it is monstrous. Like that is crazy to get approved by Google as a verified fact-checking mechanism. They got a grant from Google at the starting. They're not fucking around, that's for sure. So, I mean, I am bullish on Swarm Network just because they're not talking about what they're doing, because Yannick doesn't give a fuck. He's already rich, and he's doing it to prove a point. He's like, you can go back and listen to your stream. He's like, yeah, I'm just doing this to leave a legacy. I don't even care about money. I'm just doing it because. And
oh, I forgot about some things I added to the SuiDex Telegram actually.
yeah.
So we've changed this to the situation room, which is where you're going to see all the action from the bots. I overhauled our buy bots for SuiDex. We're tracking a bunch of different things now. So we're tracking the victory token purchases. There's a randomizer on the buys, right? So the bigger the buy, the different images and videos you're going to see for the buys. So we have the normal one that was there before. We have some of Furley's not safe for work. SuiDex girl.
They're safe for work?
Yeah, kind of. Safe enough. We have buy on SuiTrump. This one's quite good. She's just loser or something, she says. Buy the coin, loser. We have another one for SuiTrump. We also are tracking tree token is now being tracked as well in the situation room. This one I quite like, coming out the cup. So we're tracking all these coins, and we're tracking the price changes in the coins. So you can see as the price start pumping there in the morning, for me the morning, for you the evening, we start to get alerts of weekly highs on coins. So it was weekly high for SuiTrump, weekly high for Tree, weekly high for Sui. We're hitting new weekly highs. If you want, there's a buy on Tree, right? So you're going to see your Tree buys. Anything that's rooted or botted, you'll see a multi-hop volume buy. So this is actually tracking some of the arbitrage bots, which are going around and buying on SuiDex. I want to put these just so that people know that it's not a real buy, but there is volume, because volume is bullish as well. But this is just a balancing buy basically between the two pools. New weekly high for victory.
Richie, show the Crip Walk video that I sent it to your direct message because that's using One Animate, and I synced me and our Blue Trump avatars because I did this was a whole multi-step system with AI.
Oh, this yeah, very nice.
Because I can have that Trump character. I can have him do anything I want. I can talk as him. I can do his mannerisms, speak as him. I can do all that stuff. I'm just now getting into it, and I'm asking for ideas and like different ways to approach it. But I'm about to explode our whole project with really fucking cool shit, and you're gonna see. Everybody's gonna see it. This is just starting.
The other thing I added is, so you can come to the main room, which is chat, if you want just to talk in there. We have some functions that you can use the bot with as well. So if you want to see prices of the tracked prices by the bot, we can start adding others. Like I was talking to Kyle from Aquacat. I'm going to add him to the buy bot. So when any buys of Aquacat happen on SuiDex, you'll also see them in the bot room. Now that Dunny's back, we can add Aquashock as well.
Yeah, Kyle made an OpenClaw bot in his Telegram for his project. It's dope as hell. Cool. It's an active agent from OpenClaw. It's pretty cool. I was talking to it.
So if you took slash prices, you're going to see the current prices for Sui, Bitcoin, Victory, SuiTrump, and Tree. It's going to show the market caps. It's going to show the 24-hour changes on these tokens. If you do status, you're going to be brought up with the week status on the coins, depending on the uptime of the bot. So at the moment, it's been up for less than a week, but so we're seeing how many buys on Victory, SuiTrump Tree in the time. I think it's 24 hours, but this isn't correct because it's only tracking what we're firing. I need to pull all the Arb bots as well, because actually the volume on Victory is much higher, and on SuiTrump, but that will be fixed today, I think. And there's a couple other...
all the new features on X, or not X, on Telegram, because now all the topics are at the top in the middle.
Yeah.
Because that was just a recent addition to Telegram, that you couldn't do that much previously. You can also stream, which I wanted to do this week, but I can only do 2 streams from your StreamYard, so I had to pick. So
okay. If you type last revenue, it's going to show you last week's Sui rewards, which were paid to Victory stakers. So it tells you the week they were sent, week 18th. On March 9th, we sent 300 Sui. All-time Sui sent so far is 5,189 Sui of revenue share to Victory stakers into the single stake. So it's just making things more available for people to use. So I'll continue to build this out, because it's not costing me anything, actually, because we're using Noodles. We already pay the Noodles API. So for Noodles, all this coin information, right? We're already streaming all this in anyway. It costs like $100 a month for the project. So that's what I'm using their API to run our Arb Bot. I'm using their API to run on our Telegram. We're using it on the site, of course, for some tokens, because they have way faster tracking of prices of tokens than we have. So we decided we'll just use their one. It's $100 a month, right? Like, it's a great fee for such an awesome service that they provide. So,
Noodles, yes. Noodles is awesome.
Their API is really good. So if anyone was looking to build anything on Sui, I would say going there. And the last thing I'll say is I did find there is a gRPC endpoint which you could use if you want to speed up anything you're building on Sui. That's available for free on Anchor, right? So I did find this one here. But it is rate limited, so you need to use it only when you really need it, not all the time.
Send me that information, please. I need that.
Yeah, and that's pretty much... Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun building the bots, actually.
So you have so I'm noticing the situation, you have the SuiDex bot.
Yeah. And
then you have the new bot in the Trump Telegram that you upgraded. Mm-hmm. And I see you have these buttons on the bottom. That's also new, very advanced feature. You definitely have been putting together some really amazing stuff. This is a lot harder than it looks, people. So this is quality stuff right here.
Brett, a couple comments. Wish we had a limit order buy sell option on SuiDex. Yeah, limit orders would be cool. To be honest, we're still, you know what, the team we're working with, we changed the UI guy. He did a really good job on the farm, and now he's starting to focus on the decks. But the more he's working on the decks, the more he's realizing that there's a lot of underlying bugs with the user experience that he's trying to work through. So once he's done making the decks as smooth as possible, then we'll start thinking about things like limit order. I would rather get the V3 rolled out before the limit order, but we limit order wouldn't be too hard to get put in, actually. And then we have, how's your perp trading going? Since you're bullish on March, does your market AI have some advice for your viewers on popular cryptos? I haven't been perp trading this week because I've been upskilling my AI. But if we come to the AI, I've been upskilling my own AI skills because I want to essentially start shipping faster and stop relying on the certain individuals to do it for me. I'll just do it myself.
I'm with you there. We're gonna tag team and create like stuff that usually takes a year. We're gonna do it in like a week. It'll all be ready to ship.
All right, so Bitcoin trade for March. Yeah, so for perps, I've just got a long on Bitcoin, which I've had since the start of March, and it's probably sitting a bit. I don't know if we've come back above the previous little pump we had. I don't think so. I think we hit like 72, didn't we? No, we're still not there. So I opened my long about here, so I think I'm still in the red with my long, which I put, or might be about even. But I do expect, like I'm saying, I'm looking for 80 this month and then a massive dump. What is this saying? Bitcoin March trade setup. 2 setups available based on current technicals. Day long pullback and swing short from resistance. March outlook favors swing plays given time frame. So day trade long. Enter at 69,000 and your target is 73,000. So that's saying that they're expecting a 69 correction today, which would be coming down to, yeah, probably down to that support there, this support line coming across.
Richie, you know that you could build that exact tool that you're using right there. We could build that ourselves and then charge people to use it. We could definitely build that exact thing. It's not hard at all. That'd be super easy to make that.
Nah, but it's already here, so I might as well use it, right? I already paid for this one.
But we want it on the SuiDex.org. We want everything on that website. You don't need to go anywhere else.
Swing trade short. This is saying enter at 74 and it will go down to 65 in March. So this isn't saying it's going to go to 80. But we can ask it, will BTC go to...
I'm gonna make it right now on stream.
You got to pull from a lot of places, man. I mean, this their infrastructure on this is great.
Well, the first thing you do is you scrape the whole entire website. You send a scraper and just get all their data, everything they're doing.
But you need their private, you need their ENV, right, of where they're finding their sources. That's the trickiest thing. Like even for this bot, right? Like I told you, like where am I pulling all this from? I'm pulling this from a bunch of different places, right? I'm pulling this from SuiDex, core contracts, and core index logic and everything which we have proprietary ownership of. So we have 120% of all information on SuiDex is fed into this dashboard. I have the entire Noodles API, which is paid. I have
I know how to do it. I
paid.
really do. I could show you. I think we should hook up because there's agents that actually go and find how to do all those things. They pull it all. They won't stop until they figure out how to do it. Like it is possible for sure.
It is, of course, it's 100% possible. Yeah, but it's.
I want you to send me the things that you think are impossible to the channel thing, and I will get it solved.
Oh, it tells me 80K in March. No strong evidence for 80,000 this month. Current price 70,995, and resistance is at 86 to 95. Support is at 63. It thinks there's going to be consolidation or a pullback first. So this thinks we're going down further before we start going up. I'm expecting a bounce off 80K. So we'll see if the AI is correct or if I'm correct. And we'll know this in 2 weeks, right? This is a short-term call, right? I think we're going to get 80K. But I might be completely wrong. And if anyone longs to 80K and you lose your money, it's your own fault. just to make that clear.
Brett, I will definitely do it and do a tip box for buy and burn on Victory. Anything that I make, I'm going to make sure it benefits the SuiDex ecosystem and SuiTrump. That's for sure.
Yeah. Last one I want to talk about. This is another project. This is, I guess it's not on any chain really. It's just, it's an interesting one. Aurum, right? So I've been researching this for a while. I have, what do I have in here? I have $3,700 in here. It's trading for me. It's making, what did it make today? It made $22 today. Okay, quite good. That's like 0.6%, right?
Did you say 3,000 or 30,000?
I got 3,000.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't gone huge. I've got $3,700 in here now. 3,709. It's claiming it can pay you 13% monthly on your deposit funds. So I've been tracking it to see what it's doing, right? So the moment daily, I'm getting between $8 to $20 daily, compounding back into my principal deposit here. And it's continuing to churn this and get higher and higher. So now up to, it was 3,000. So how much have I earned so far? $200 earned so far in 2 weeks with this bot.
Auto compounding is really
It's a beast, yeah.
the most powerful thing. But when you look at the curve, it gets crazy.
But the thing about auto compounding as well is that you can't auto compound. If I auto compounded $3,000 at 13% a month for 5 years, I would probably have more money than anyone else in the entire planet, right?
Yeah, that's what I figured that out with MSS. I was like, okay, this can't go on forever because I can't be a quadrillionaire. But yeah,
exactly.
It's a time limit.
So it's like so it's basically timing it, right? So this has been running. I've known about it for about 4 months, but they claim that they've been running for longer. But the problem is that their bot exists, yes, but they are not giving anyone evidence of the live trading of the bot. They're just saying, "Oh, this is what it's making today. This is what it's making today," right? But when you come into their socials and you start looking at like who they are,
well, have you been able to make a withdrawal? Because that's the real tell.
If you withdraw, there's a tax of 35%.
Well, just like $1. Like, does it let you withdraw at all?
Yes, it does. You can withdraw.
Okay. So yeah, then that's a big tell right there.
But so I was looking at like their recent announcements are quite interesting. So they're talking about gold. They expand the global leadership team. They brought on this guy called Nick Patel, who's a real world asset relationship advisor, and he's worked 25 years in gold essentially and commodities. And he's the founder of the Bank of Bullion in Dubai, Clink Gold. Nick Patel has been involved in bullion trading, gold tokenization, and advisory for 100 companies. His expertise supports the development of real-world asset integration into the Aurum ecosystem. So they're not only now going for bot trading, they're now going into RWA trading as well, which can only be bullish, right? They just continue to bring on Africa relationship guys. They're bringing on gold strategic partnerships across the board. Like, it's quite crazy. It makes me uneasy because just the fact that I don't know what's happening, you don't see the real trades, so that it does make me think, this could just be one of the biggest scams you've ever seen in your life. They now have $100 million in TVL, right? So it's growing faster and faster. And they have a pretty, I would say, MLM style partnership program, which is a reason for their growth, right? And it does beg the question, if you had a bot which can consistently give you 15 to 20% a month, why would you share it with anyone, right? You know what I mean?
Get part of their shit.
Yeah, but if I had say I put $3,000 in a bot and it pays me 20% a month, right? And I've had it for 2 years, why would I share that with anybody? Because I could turn my $3,000 into as much money as I ever wanted, because it's just going to compound at an insane rate, right? So definitely some part of the way that this is set up is relying on fresh capital coming in to pay off the deficit which the bot is not making. It must be, man. There's no way that it can. Why would you share something that's going to make you that much money? You wouldn't, right? Would you share it? If you had a 20% a month money tree in your garden, would you tell anyone that it exists?
I do have one, and I don't tell anybody about it. It's actually a very special asset, very special economy that nobody talks about very much.
Like, if you check this, right, so if I take $3,000 and I put this in for 1 year and I compound, right, I'm going to come out after 1 year with $15,000, right? According to the logic of this bot, right? So if I put in, for example, I go at it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to put in $30,000. If I put $30,000 into this bot and I put on auto compound, after 1 year, I'm going to pull home $213,000. This is not realistic, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I did the same thing with other compound projects. Things. Like, there's exactly not that much money in the planet. Like, after 4 years, you're talking about quadrillions of dollars, and it's like, it has to.
Like, for example, they say they have 100 million, right? So 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have 100 million in the platform, which means after 1 year, their 100 million is going to turn into 731 million.
Yeah, why not?
So then, if after 1 year they do make 731 million, after another year they're going to make.
It starts getting bananas.
500. But this is why it won't last, right? $5.3 billion will be the TVL of this in 2 years if they continue. After 5 years at the 100 million.
So
is that 100?
With your experience based on other projects, like how do these projects like plan on like ending? Like, or
they just collapse. This always, man. There's a horrible, crazy collapse, and whoever is left holding the bag loses everything.
Get your money and get out.
Yeah, I mean the one thing they're holding though, like here's this one. If you take the 100 million that they currently have in their TVL and you compound that for 5 years at 15%, 15% or 20% a month, you're gonna come. I don't even know how many. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, $2 trillion after 5 years.
Yeah, Elon Musk has $870 million or billion. He might be the first trillionaire. So you'd have more money than Musk.
No, Aurum will be the first trillionaire because they're going to turn their 100 million into 2 trillion in 5 years, apparently, with a bot.
The dollar will be like inflation will be insane at that point, and everybody will be in Bitcoin and Sui.
Yeah. Do you think the bot is doing well right now because we're arranging as they can take advantage of day trading? I think their bot is fine. I just don't think it makes 20% a month. I think it probably makes 8% a month to 5% a month, and they're making up the rest with money coming in from other people. But the way that this will end will be like any AI bot ends. One day you'll come to check on your earnings and the website won't be working, right? You'll be like, oh, why is the website not working? Where is my funds? And because everything's Web 2 here, right? You won't be able, there's no contract you can pull your funds out of. You're just basically sitting here looking at a website that's Web 2, not Web 3. So you won't be able to access your money. The website will be gone. Everything behind the project will be gone. But their problem is that they are all doxed. So you come here, they have Chief Executive Officer Brian Benson, right? So if we come to YouTube,
Richie, I think there's a skill that AI does that I think you're not using enough. It's called deep research. You can just put in the guy's name and say, see if this guy's legit.
Yeah, I've researched him, yeah. So here he is. So, I mean, here he is. Here's Brian Benson. Here's Brian Benson on stage at Token 2049 Singapore, right?
Like Murad.
There he goes. Yeah, look. So here he is talking about Aurum. This was 5 months ago. You're just talking about how Aurum works and what goes on. So the problem for them is that, of course, if the website does go down, they're coming for him. You know what I mean? So the only way
I just saw Texit, right? Did something happen with that coin?
Oh, Texit Coin, there's a great story. We can talk about that actually. So Texit Coin sponsored this event. They sponsor a lot of things, but Texit Coin had a problem. Texit Coin got served by the Texas Board of Securities.
That sucks.
For being a security, not because of their mining. So I'm still mining Texit Coin. See if we can find it. Mine Texit Coin, right? So the rewards are still coming in, but they can't sell any more mining seats. You're all graduated, see? We're all graduated. Dear miners, affiliates, networkers, and friends, pursuant to Texas State Securities Board order number blah blah blah, MineTXC is no longer accepting new miners or the acquisition of additional hash power by existing miners. Tune in on our social media channels to stay up to date on the latest developments. Existing miners can log in and manage your account. So the rewards are still coming in for the mines, the hash power that I have. But the problem that we're finding with Texit Coin is that no one else can invest into the mining scheme, which then means that because of that, they're not earning any more money. But then, because Texit Coin are quite smart, they decided that they were going to make the whole thing run in Dubai with another coin.
Well, Dubai's pretty bullish on everything. They got a lot of money.
Yeah, but then the founder Bobby Gray, he went to Dubai to set up their second coin, which is called Iskander. Iskander? Yeah, here. Iskander. So Iskander is going to be similar to Texit Coin, or it was supposed to be, right? So they had mine TXC, but now you can't. So the coin still exists. You can still buy it, but you can't buy a mining seat anymore. They have to wait to go to court. They're going to go to court in like July or August to try and defend themselves against being essentially shut down and asked that they're a security, right? So in the meantime, they made Iskander, which is a similar project to Texit Coin, and the whole idea was to make it 100% mega Ponzi MLM, right? But it was set up in Dubai. So the founder, Bobby Gray, went over to Dubai to set up Iskander. He ran a pre-sale. They made like tens of millions of dollars in the pre-sale for Iskander. And then they got served for Texit Coin. And then, of course, the problems in Iran started, right? Meaning that it's not a really good idea to stay in Dubai at the moment. So he left and he went to Singapore. But now Bobby Gray cannot return to the US. It looks like he's afraid to go back to the US. So he's not going back to Texas. He can't go to Dubai to finish the Iskander deal. And he's stuck in Singapore, basically trying to figure out what to do with his life.
So yeah, Richie, I did some deep research and it's not looking good for Texit Coin.
Oh no, it's not, man. It's but I'm still holding it. Texit Coin is down to like 16 cents, I think. It was $3 when I entered. So it's a fall from grace and a half. But then for Iskander, Bobby still does weekly live AMAs. So it's not like he's run away. He's still there. He's still fighting.
How do you spell Iskander? Can you spell it out real quick?
Iskander.
Okay.
So he was on call this week saying that they've got lawyers working for Texit Coin. They have put their defense forward and they're waiting for their court date. So he is going to go fight against the securities board for Texit Coin, which is great. And for Iskander, they've decided to bring on their first marketing team for Iskander. And their first marketing team is going to be, what's his name? Andrew Tate.
Oh, shit, for real?
Yeah,
that guy's legit, like, as far as his fan base goes. He's totally
Tristan,
like a chauvinistic pig, dude. He loves Trump, and he's like, fuck everyone. He's like, he has OnlyFans bitches, and he's very popular and viral.
And he lives in Dubai.
Yeah, if he's involved, it's going to be viral as hell. That's for sure. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, so it's, so again, it's very similar. To join Iskander, you need to pay money. I think they're going to have the same idea. What they did for their pre-sale was you have to buy a package of like between $27,000 to $243,000 to enter it. Have people been able to get their initial out of Texit Coin? Depends on how they played it, right? So if people joined Texit Coin and they took part in the onboarding process of Texit Coin, because they had like a buy two get one free, right? So if you bought a mine on Texit Coin, this is why they're being served, right? Because if you bought a mine on Texit Coin, then you referred 3 people, you got another mine, right? Which doubled your hash power. If you did that again, then you got the option essentially to either take $1,000, which would be your initial buy into Texit Coin, or get more hash power. So for people who joined Texit Coin and shared Texit Coin and onboarded other people, they got out with their ROI. For people who just went into Texit Coin to mine and say they entered anywhere around when I entered, which would be in October of 2025, then they are very much at a loss so far. Because the price, if we go to October, the price in October was $5. I bought in about $4, and now the price is 17 cents, right? So for anyone who got in the last 4 months, basically, would not have made their money back. On entering, when it was $4, the ROI was going to be about a year, I believe. But, and then if you look down their comments here, it's quite funny. Texit Coin, mega fraud, criminal scandal exposed by the crypto Ponzi scam Avenger. Oh dear.
I sent you some info to your Telegram. I don't know if you want to use it or not. It's up to you.
Okay, this is good. Wow, who has picked it up per my recommendations, and he has absolutely destroyed it in this article, and his amazing team of Avengers is hot on the trail of these criminals and their criminal syndicate now.
Well,
Oh dear.
that is something about that guy that you said, Tate. He has been known to kind of, be a little.
Oh, Andrew Tate. Yeah, he's very scammy. Yeah. Like his
But
coin Daddy. He made a coin Daddy, then he essentially
oh yeah,
pulled all the
that's the
liquidity from it.
YouTuber. That's why, Richie, you're the last YouTuber that hasn't exploited their fans. Literally, I don't think there's any YouTube that hasn't taken advantage of their fans with some coin at one point. That's why I think you're like the
Yeah,
outstanding YouTuber that hasn't done that so far.
yeah. But yeah, so for Texacoin, people are pretty much locked into holding it. Long term, what they're going to do is they want to open up home mining of Texacoin because it is a Litecoin fork. At the moment, it's on a private network where only allowed Texit mining machines, which are given a key, are allowed to mine the token. What they want to do is launch a home mining rollout for Texacoin where anyone's going to be able to plug it in and mine the coin.
You said it's a
And
Litecoin fork?
it's a Litecoin fork, yeah.
That's awesome. They actually have
And
a private layer also.
yeah, and the thing with Texacoin mining is you can merge mine, so you can actually mine Texacoin, Litecoin, and Dogecoin at the same time.
And Litecoin has no gas. Like the gas is so small, it is not even. It's
Yeah,
irrelevant. It's
yeah, the gas
tiny.
on Texacoin's pretty low as well. I
Yeah, it
guess
has.
it's the same probably.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a good rollout for them because then they could sell Texit mining machines and the user can plug it in their house and they'd mine Dogecoin, they'd mine Litecoin and Texitcoin at the same time. And at the moment, Texitcoin is still profitable to mine. So
Oh, Richie, did you hear about them? Elon Musk is going to be putting, him and maybe other people. They're going to be putting miners in outer space in orbit.
great.
GPU clusters, mining rigs, and GPU compute for AI, so it doesn't make the Earth hot and it uses solar energy and it's cooled by the coldness of space. That's actually happening.
Well, let's see. He says a lot of things.
Well, I believe it's I'll get the actual. It's more than just him. See.
So I would say for anyone watching Texitcoin, I would not be looking at it until they get clear of the securities. Then possibly look at and see if there's a bounce on the price at that point. Yeah. All right, so we've been live for like almost 3 hours, man.
Well,
Anything
Richie, what I
else?
wanted to tell you was,
Oh,
one of these days we need to do a stream that's not YouTube because I can show a whole other stuff that I think people would really fucking be interested in seeing because it's pretty off the hook. If people are willing to do some wild stuff, there's a huge market of stuff you can do that is very profitable right now.
can you be more specific?
There's something they call it the lonely man's economy, but I call it the simp economy. Okay.
Okay.
So there's websites. So you can make an online AI influencer and you build their whole persona. You can either choose to have it look like a real girl or have it be an anime girl. And I think it's better to do hyper realistic anime because you don't have to worry about deep fakes. It's easier to produce the content, and you have these sites. There's sites. FanView is the most popular one, but I don't like it because it has KYC. But there is one called dfans.xyz that has no KYC, gets paid in crypto, and it doesn't have its own advertising, so you have to draw people in to it by making it like your AI influencer profile on x.com and TikTok, making it a presence. And there's huge money people are making. If you search 10% of all of the AI compute is going towards AI companionship. So you can choose to either have it be just a girl that's hot and talks to you all the way up to behind your paywall. You could have totally triple X rated, whatever, like absolute calamity. Anything's allowed. So, it's a pretty cool thing going on, and it's very early because you can. There's cryptocurrency, not crypto. There's AI influencers that have deals with Calvin Klein. They have literal contracts, and they are AI personas because they have built such a big fan base. And you can make a thing called a LoRa, an LORA, that you can plug into these video creators, and it becomes its own person. Like the video, the video that I showed you before, like that's just an example. That's like a sanitized version. The Sui Dex girl, like you picture that, but you can make her do anything you want. You know, do anything, say anything. So if you get a message from a guy that wants a personal message, they pay for it, and then you can make a video where she actually talks to them directly. And I got your last message. I'm so excited to talk to you. You know, it's very manipulative, but if you use Grok Unhinged, it doesn't care, and it will totally do all the talking for you. But you know, that's a whole other show because it's quite drastic change from all this stuff.
Nice. Okay, I just added a new gauge to the dashboard. This is watching Sui USDC between SuiDex and Cetus, also for an arbitrage opportunity. For example, you see Sui is priced lower on, so one Sui is lower in cost on SuiDex and is more expensive on Cetus. So you just swap essentially. So we're watching that as well. So intuitive, man.
So when you go to Dex Screener and put in the SuiTrump, that's usually the place where I have to go to see the actual LPs of everything. But I noticed that we still don't show up there on the SuiDex.
Nope, we don't. They didn't add us, and we're still trying. I mean, we can try again, but we're reaching the same issues with across the board because of the issue with SuiScan and SuiVision. Because we're not readable on SuiScan and SuiVision, then it's quite hard for Dex Screener to take our information, right? So it's all a big Sui annoying problem. So instead, just building things. The higher volume we get, the more we cannot be ignored. Is the only solution I can find to this.
Also, time. You've been grinding for 15 months now with no drama, no scandals. True. That is very rare. Okay, I've been in the community full time. I've seen every project that was supposed to be the best ever just go totally in the shit. And there's been none of that with any of your projects so far. There's all transparent, face shown dev, 6 years YouTube. You know, you're very much a rare unicorn dev compared to the whole collection of people making projects, that's for sure.
So for example, if say we're looking at this right now, right, and we're seeing a 0.81, right? There, so you say like there's a 0.81% on the Sui USDC gauge. Why can't we make a profitable ARB trade? Then you always have to tell it, don't change anything. Just answer me, because sometimes it just goes ahead and makes changes, and then you have to roll them back.
And also, if you wanted a more custom website, I was saying what you could do is use Nano Banana 2 on the Google AI Studio and make a picture of how you want it to look like, and then give that to your Claude bot, and it'll make it look exactly the same way.
There's a cool one I was looking into. Is I found it in the courses. It was, how do I bring this out?
Or you could also find somebody else's website that you like and just copy it.
UI Gen is quite nice. It just makes you custom React components, because the problem that I've noticed with a lot of sites which are made by Claude, they all look very similar. For example, you can see this one. I spent a bit of time making sure that the colors are totally different. But you can see this even from our SuiDex game site, right? I didn't design this website, but I can tell that an AI made it, because it's set up in a way that all AI sites are made, right? They all kind of look very similar in the terms of like the components, not the components, the HTML. CSS style website build, right? There's nothing personalized here. There's no imagery. There's nothing that wouldn't be seen, and you'd see this in any other website, right? Which is general for an AI build. So there are ways to do this. Oh, here we go. Oh, yes, we got one, right? So Arb opportunity, USDC to victory. We made the trade. We made 0.007. Okay. So at the moment, I'm doing with low trades, the lowest possible edge that we can have to make sure that everything's working. Arb opportunity, here's another one. So now we've made 3 cents. We made a cent. We made 1 penny. There we go. And nice. as we get trained better to discover more opportunities, like this one's 0.148 here on the Sui USDC. So it should be firing.
So Richie, I want you to send me all the things that you think are not possible to that channel, because I really want to tackle it, because I'm positive I can figure it out. Give me a chance to solve it. I would love to do it.
Well, the gauge went off the chart there. Look at that. 1.48. Where's my fire? Come on, take the trade. See? Oh, we made some more. We made 0.07. Five profitable trades now.
Is there a website that you like the layout of already?
I really like this one. Is it Bitcoin Burials? This is a really cool site. This is a Bitcoin ordinal collection. This is great. I love this stuff. I love that pixel art sites.
Yeah, send.
But you could do way better than this. But for like an NFT.
Send me the address, because I can. It's very easy to do that.
But the site's not working very well. Show me the burials. But anyway, sorry, I'm just trying to fix this. Why is the bot? So here, right, the bot should fire, but it's not firing. We're not seeing a trade on the Sui one, right? So I asked it what's going on. What's the problem? So we'll say it's... So I took a screenshot there of the dash, right, to try and clear this up. So you can also, in your terminal, you just send the image in. What's that? Ask it why there's no trade. It was over 1% now. There should be a trade, right? And it's going to investigate, self-improve itself, right, and get going. Also, it's broken. It broke my gauge. Look at that. It's interesting. Yeah, because, okay, so on SuiDex right now, the one Sui is $1.01, and on Cetus it's $1.03. So there is an edge here, right? That's not being taken by any arbitrage bot. So we need to take advantage of that. We make the trade, we swap it into USDC, we take the USDC, we buy victory, we burn it. That's what I'm talking about. We'll get there. We'll get there. The bot can't trade it. The Sui USDC pool is not on any Arb root. It's in the pools array monitored by reference, but it's never assigned a pool key or pool to Arb roots. The bot has 4 roots, all using non-touch Sui USDs, but there's also a subsidy. Actually, trade this. You need a root like SuiTrump, so you're using Sui as second half. Can't just buy on SuiDex and sell on Cetus, vice versa. So it's training itself, essentially, because now it's not actually executing these USDC Sui trades. So now it's trying to push it to teach it how to do it. Then after that, you tell it to fix the gauge, because the gauge is broken as well. Nice. Anyway, I want to work on this. So I guess we can finish for today, man. And
yeah, and next time we have one of these, I'm gonna have all this stuff to show you, and we're gonna be like, look at what we built. We're gonna dominate everything. Everything's gonna be SuiDex. We're taking over the whole Sui network.
Yeah, so it's found the problem. So can we make that? So it's not brain science. It's not a brain surgery to be able for any developer now to be able to do this. It's amazing though, because look back a year ago, right? Trying to do anything, you needed. I went through endless code classes for Move, code classes for JavaScript, Python, right? And then trying to get live and on with a product that could compete in the market was really hard because of the amazing level of so many developers in the crypto space, right? But now, like the Pandora's box has been opened, right? Anyone with an imagination and an understanding of how crypto works is going to be able to build tools which can compete with the best ones out there.
100%. Like honestly, the speed of AI is fucking crazy. Like a year ago, that's like ancient history AI compared to what has came out. Just the last month alone has been like compared to a month ago to today has like doubled what was possible. It's going to get even more exponential. That's why I'm trying to get prepared, because it's going to get really crazy, very fast. Like
for sure.
Insanely fast. But you know, at the same time, people get scared of AI, but there's also AI is also helping not to have problems not be a thing. So you got to remember that part of it too. Not all doom and gloom.
True. All right. Well, I'll see you guys in the next live stream we do, of course. And as always, Wise DJ, thanks for joining us.
Yes, and go to the SuiTrump Telegram. If you show a screenshot of a like and a comment and a subscribe, you can get an airdrop of SuiTrump from Mr. Furley.
Yeah, and if anyone has any questions on getting set up with just what I'm building, I mean, this is 2 weeks of research on, like, I have base knowledge of how crypto works and how code works and how to deploy, but this level of bot building is way beyond my pay grade, but I'm able to do it now, right? So if you have interest in learning just this simple ways to get set up with tools, then all you need to do is just send me a message. I'll send you all the information that I've used, and you can self-learn yourself, right? Just upskill. It's not difficult. That's the main thing, right?
Yeah, I'll put all this stuff on there for the free credits from the Google developers. It's all free money and how to use it for free. Don't pay for AI video tools. You can get it for free. I'll show you how to do it there too. We'll put something together.
Nice. Sounds good. Okay. See you later, guys. And we will catch you in the next one. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Thanks for your comments and support.
Peace out.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.